U.S. commercial ships. They were from a variety of nations. This is an issue for the entire world, for every country that relies upon maritime commerce to sustain their economy. And by the way, that is every country.
National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan says the U.S. has every reason to believe the ship attacks are fully enabled by Iran and that the U.S. will take appropriate action in consultation with others to address what he calls an emerging threat from the Houthi rebels in Yemen. Sullivan also defending the U.S. response so far to Iran proxies targeting U.S. forces in Iraq and Syria. It's day 4 of renewed fighting in Gaza.
It's too soon for me to sit here and tell you that I'm going to pass some comprehensive judgment.
But Sullivan says Israel has used a more targeted evacuation warning for civilians in southern Gaza. He says efforts are ongoing to resume a pause in fighting and get more hostages released. A man accused of stealing hats becomes a homicide suspect after a deadly stabbing at a Macy's in Philadelphia.
Interim Police Commissioner John Stanford said this case is a tragic progression.
Started as a retail theft, upgraded obviously to a robbery, and then led ultimately to a homicide.
The stabbing victims worked for Macy's as loss prevention officers. The suspect tried to use mass transit to escape. Commissioner Stanford said help from the public led cops to him.
He has been ID'd by other individuals that were here.
Homicide investigators have taken over the case. Police are holding off for now on identifying the suspect and the victims in this case.
Fox's Gernal Scott. America is listening to Fox News.
Family Finance has been serving the people of Guam since 1959, and they will continue to be there for you in the years to come. Whether you're looking to get a personal loan for that summer vacation or paying off those long overdue bills, Family Finance has got you covered. Apply for a personal loan from $1,000 up to $4,100 by calling Family Finance in Hagåtña at 671-475-4545, Upper Tumon 671-647-5626, or in Dededo 671-633-4473.
LimeAway is the expert hard water cleaner that provides solutions to your lime, calcium, and rust stains. It's scientifically proven to eliminate lime scale deposits, leaving your home clean from hard water stains, bathtub, bathroom tiles, shower doors, sinks, and toilet bowl stains. LimeAway can eliminate them all. Get your bottle of LimeAway at your nearest mom and pop store and never be embarrassed by those ugly stains again. LimeAway, distributed by Cosmos Distributing.
Loaded now.
A church responds to an investigation into its handling of sex abuse allegations.
The Associated Press obtaining audio recordings of meetings between Chelsea Goodrich and a Utah attorney representing the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, alleging Goodrich, who accused her father, John, a former bishop in Idaho, of sexually abusing her as a child, was discouraged from testifying against him, offered money in exchange for a confidentiality agreement, and that a fellow bishop who knew of the alleged abuse was discouraged to testify. The church calls any abuse inexcusable in a statement explaining John Goodrich was excommunicated, that in 2017 it settled a civil claim made by the survivor, that she was not kept from talking about the case, and that both parties agreed not to disclose the financial terms of the settlement.
Fox's Christian Goodwin. A call for Congress to get involved after a controversial decision by the College Football Playoff Selection Committee.
After Florida State didn't make the college football playoff despite being undefeated and winning their conference, Florida Senator Rick Scott is throwing a flag on the field. Senator Scott sending a letter to the committee's chairman demanding answers like the listing and ranking step votes of each member and notes, recordings, emails, and other forms of communications related to the rankings. Florida Representative and Florida State grad Byron Donalds not on board with Congress taking action, but is bashing the committee.
Do I think it's a congressional issue? No, I do not. But I think they're just hot garbage, and I think they did a travesty to college football.
Texas and Alabama made the playoff instead. Both teams have one loss.
Fox's Ryan Schmelz in Washington. A third round of layoffs coming for Spotify, the music streaming service planning to cut 17% of its global workforce, or about 1,500 people, as part of what they're calling a strategic reorientation. Stocks remain lower an hour to the close. The Dow's down 70 points. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News.
KFC's KFC's $5 breakfast deals are the best and most affordable ways to start your day. The Colonel's Chicken and Rice Bowl, $5. Chicken fried steak, $5. Sausage, biscuit, and gravy, $5. And they all come with a fresh coffee. KFC $5 breakfast deals are served starting at 6 a.m. daily at your favorite KFC restaurant. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Boss, I got run over by a forklift.
Boss, I crashed a company truck.
What do we do? Our warehouse and inventory are gone.
Hi, this is Dave Silva from AB Risk Solutions, and it's time for Risk 101. Everything you just heard are examples of risk your businesses can face. Our job is to ask the hard what-if questions and teach you how to reduce your exposures and help you recover if things go sideways. We've got decades of experience in Micronesia working with businesses big and small. Call AB Risk Solutions today at 777-2668 for a free inspection and quote.
AB Risk Solutions, formerly known as Aon.
Do you or a loved one suffer from severe joint, muscle, or bone pain? Do you currently suffer from autoimmune conditions such as gout, lupus, or rheumatoid arthritis? If so, Guam Regional Medical City is here to help. GRMC is pleased to welcome Dr. Tirakanok, Guam's only rheumatology provider. For more information, visit grmc.gu or contact GRMC's referral office at 671-633-GRMC. That's 671-633-4762.
Decorate yourself for the holidays. Visit GU Ink Hustle Tattoo and Piercing next to Pyology in Tamuning. Purchase gift cards and gift yourself a new piercing and some tattoos. Call 649-8287 to book your appointment. Follow them on Instagram as well at GU Ink Hustle.
Power's on.
Okay. Holiday, good morning, Guam. It's 6:07 on Tuesday, the 5th of December. I'm Donna De Jesus with a look at your local news on The Point. Dedido and Gigo are experiencing a power outage early this morning. GPA officials say Cabris 1 tripped offline around 4:45, causing the current outage. PD9 was secured earlier this morning to address a water leak. The outage was an automatic under-frequency event that occurs when a generator online trips to avoid an island-wide blackout. Plant personnel are working to restore service. Meanwhile, jurors in Nikita Uggin's drunk driving Jerry Kitchen trial will be questioned about misconduct. A motion to interrogate witnesses continued in Superior Court yesterday afternoon. Uggin is facing a misdemeanor charge of driving while impaired for driving a red Jeep into Jerry Kitchen in 2021. Her trial began last November but has had several delays, including now after it was brought to defense attorney David Lujan's attention that a juror may have spoken to a third party about the case. Witness Patrick Indalacio was discovered to have made posts on social media that he had a friend who was a juror in Uggin's trial. In his testimony, Indalacio denied making the posts, asserting his account had been hacked, before attorneys came to the conclusion that he may have perjured himself and was not credible. Jurors will be called in to be questioned in a sealed proceeding. We'll have more news after this.
Christmas trees are going up at the Security Title Office in Tamuning, and with them comes the music and joy of the season. As we reflect on the ups and downs of 2023, one thing remains constant, and that is the deep gratitude we have for our customers and the meaningful work we do for our real estate community. Thank you for trusting us with your property. From our Security Title family to yours, we wish you a Christmas season filled with peace and joy.
Jason Soas, who was charged with murder for shooting and killing a man in front of High Five Logo Shop in Mighty in September, is expected to go to trial after completing a mental health evaluation. Judge Vern Perez revealed the results of the evaluation and confirmed Soas' case will remain in his court. Soas' defense counsel Tyler Scott from the alternate public defender says he needs to discuss if they were going to assert Soas' right to a speedy trial, as well as the possibility of a secondary evaluation. His next hearing is scheduled for the 11th. And a case of dengue fever has been identified on Guam, but public health says it was most likely imported rather than acquired here. This is the second case reported on the island this year. Chief Environmental Public Health Officer Tom Nadeau says although dengue fever is not endemic to Guam, unlike many parts of Asia and other parts of the Pacific, this new case highlights it is an ongoing threat. Public Health is continuing its weekly mosquito surveillance in select areas with vulnerable populations and at ports of entry. Residents should do their best to avoid getting bit by mosquitoes and to assist in removing mosquito breeding sites. And those are your top stories right here on The Point. Now here's Ray with your weather.
You know what you need to get rid of mosquitoes? You know what you got to have in your pocket?
Fire?
No, you got to have a knife. You got to have a Shinarp knife, bro. That's what you got to have. You got to, because I tell you
good
what,
aim.
Because it's mosquitoes, right? It's what you got to be able to do here. And now leave this to a trained professional. You want to get a really, really Shinarp knife, like the kind that I've got up on the screen right now. This is Frank the Crank's folding knife. Have you seen one?
Man, why is it so sexy?
No,
why?
Not sexy. It's Synexy.
It's Synexy.
That's his own design.
But yes, yeah. We talked to him about. We might talk to him about it
Does
again.
it cut through paper, Ray?
It will castrate. The mosquitoes. Thus preventing, it is so sharp, it can get in there and do the very delicate procedure to castrate the mosquitoes and thus prevent them from breeding, which will prevent dengue. So everybody needs to get themselves one of these knives in order to keep it's for your own good, to keep everybody safe here. More on the story on the knife before too much longer. In the meantime, we got to jump into this. Somebody asked for weather, so let me get it to you. Mostly sunny again today. Highs near 88 degrees with a heat index that'll feel like 90. Winds out of the east about 11 to 16 miles an hour. Going to be gusty over the next couple of days, which is great, for guys. Don't ask me for an explanation. You just need to be near the breezeway over at the GCIC building to understand what I mean. Isolated showers and partly cloudy skies in the forecast. Overnight lows 78 degrees. What? I'm a boy. Mostly sunny tomorrow again with highs near 88 degrees. Mostly cloudy tomorrow night. And the forecast for Thursday, perhaps a little bit of rain coming in here. Partly sunny skies with highs about 88 degrees as well. With the heat index again 90 degrees. Riptide warnings in effect. There was going to be an all hazards warning thing, but that's been canceled for today. So I hope that they're not going to be able to do the test today. But God help us if something does happen, because apparently we don't have the parts to relay the messages from one to the other. Donna will have that story for you a little bit later on. Sunrise at 6:30, 18 minutes from now before the sun breaks the plane. I think Jeff might have some pictures that I can show for you in a couple of seconds here. Sunset tonight's going to be at 5:52. There it is. News and weather together. Brought to you by Bank Pacific. Banking on the Pacific for 69 Shinarp years.
Introducing My Rewards from 76 Circle K. A new and exciting way to fuel your savings. Get rewarded while purchasing your favorite items like Circle K coffee, Polar Pop, hot dogs, and more. Save 25 cents off per gallon and fuel your savings with My Rewards. Download the My Rewards Guam app. 25 cents off per gallon is valid for up to 20 gallons. One time per day. Certain exclusions apply. Visit 76circlekguam.com for more details.
Santa's coming and things are looking up. Bank Pacific has rolled out Rudolph's favorite, My Christmas Loan, with the annual percentage rate as low as 7.49% and up to $50,000. And with our Bank Pacific contactless Visa debit card, you have the flexibility of using your money when you want, where you want. My Christmas Loan, contactless Visa debit card. Let's make Christmas season merrier in 23. Equal opportunity lender. Credit conditions apply. Merry Christmas from Bank Pacific.
Thanks, Phil. What was I going to say? Something about APL bringing you portions of the show, right? American President Lines is delivering the future.
The Ray Gibson Show. Morning talk that matters. Call now. 888-TALK. That's 888-8255.
Civilization with this knife. I can. It's Frank the Crank Camacho knife. Isn't that, well, I mean, have you got, I know guys that can do the beer part. That's not, not, they're too terribly worried about that. Hey, welcome to the program. Excuse the mess. It is the Ray Gibson Show on 93.3 The Point. My name is Ray. Thrilled, as usual, to be here with you. And you might be wondering, how the hell did Ray Gibson luck into one of the pre-sales models of the Frank the Crank Camacho folding knife?
Oh, pray tell. What?
So
what do you mean luck? You got it already?
Yeah, that's a big. I took that picture on the deck over at Mosa last night.
I'm not jealous at all, man.
Right?
Not even a bit.
So I'm hanging out there, get some buds. It's Monday night, and we're just kind of hanging around waiting for the rest of the posse to show up, and here comes Frank, and he's got some knives for Sarah for the saw
kitchen.
in the Mosa.
Yeah.
And so we're talking, and congratulations, good luck, and everything. And so he says, no problem. I'll see you later. And he goes outside, comes back in, and he gives me a big, awkwardly long Frank the Crank Camacho hug, and then puts a box in front of me. And he says, "Here, this is for you." And I didn't have a chance to turn around and how much money do you want for it? And then he just, he ninja'd. It's a Japanese blade, so that's an appropriate description. And he ninja'd.
Oh, man.
And all I can think of was, wow, I gotta get some pictures up on this. So
thanks for hooking up my guy, Frank.
Exactly.
I appreciate that.
Well, we gotta find him, because now I gotta hook him up. I gotta at least give him a live plug for the thing, because I put it up on the Facebook, on the stories on Facebook and Instagram, and hundreds of people are now asking me, how the hell did you luck out and get that? How do I get mine?
Yeah,
where
it comes,
do
man.
Where do I have to be?
I hope you're ready, Frank.
How do I make it so that my life intersects with Frank the Crank Camacho's, so I might be able to buy myself one of those knives, or the big butcher block and the big knives that he's got for sale? And the answer is I don't know. We had him on the air last week, week before, when he got that initial shipment, and I was called to congratulate him, and I'm sure he gave me phone numbers and websites and email accounts that you can send a query to, but honestly I've forgotten. So
yeah, I went to the website, Ray.
What's it called?
Crankshinarp.com or something like that. You can find it. But most of the knives were sold out, man.
No way, already?
Yeah, he's got problems. Good problems.
Too
I'm
much.
happy for him, yeah.
Too much demand, not enough supply. Good for you, Frank the Crank Camacho. For those of you that were able to get one of those Frank the Crank Camacho butcher knives, just a note, you should only be using them in the kitchen. I know you want to take it outside and check it out on the tang and the big trees. Let's see if we can fell something big with these Shinarp and Sinexi knives. But I don't recommend it. I know that they'll hold their edge, though. 6:16 in the morning. Speaking of holding their edge, welcome to the Ray Gibson Show. Excuse the mess. My name is Ray. Thrilled, as usual, to be here with you on a Tuesday. It is Tuesday morning.
Yes, brother.
All right, we can confirm that it's Tuesday morning. Although the usual Monday morning power outage was a day delayed. Sorry about that. Got word from the Power Authority. I'm sitting here getting things ready to go online here this morning, and it was a little bit of a tiny glitch in the lights. And the crazy thing is, it actually made the air conditioner colder. Anyway, so a glitch in the matrix, and I thought, well, gee, I wonder what that is. And then the seconds after that, I get a beep on my phone, a WhatsApp from Tracy from the Guam Power Authority, indicating that Cabris 1 tripped offline. One of the PD units is quote secured now. It had I want to say it had a water leak or something like that. So we got a couple of generation units that are down. This is not load shedding. It was actually a power outage. There's an under frequency event that occurred, and if they did not have that particular circuit in place, it would have plunged the entire island into darkness. But fortunately, we've got that. So only a couple of places. They're big. But there's only a couple of places that we're pretty sure we're experiencing outages. I don't know what happens next. I know that they've got people that are working on it, trying to get everything back online. And so I'll await, as soon as I get anything new on this from Tracy or JB or Simon or whoever, I'll be sure to pass that along to you. 6:18 in the morning. I mean, we're just getting used to more of these infrastructure issues. Yesterday, I'd go and meet with some people over at Teray. What do we know about Teray?
Cameras everywhere.
Everywhere, Joe.
Can I see the footage,
please? But it took me a long time to get there. It took me a long time to get to Teray. You know why?
Why?
Because leaving this area in Tumon, this area in Upper Tumon, the DPW Kmart area, as I was, getting out into traffic, I've noticed, hey, there's a long line of cars here behind, from the, and so unfortunately there was a crew from GWA that let me in front of their van, and And then there was the process of, wow, there's so many police cars here, and you don't know what's going on because you can't see anything just yet.
Yeah.
And the worst thoughts are in my head, because John F. Kennedy is right up the line, and I'm thinking maybe somebody got run over or the school shoot, whatever. And I don't want to go there. But anyway, so a lot of police cars, and they were in the outside lane and the inside lane, leaving traffic to merge 3 lanes down into one. Not counting
the best.
Not counting the turn
That's a zipper.
into Kmart. Yeah, well, everybody was pretty cool.
Zipper,
everybody was pretty cool about it. I think people are learning that you can fume if you want to, but we all still have to get through this one crucible, this one funnel. So yeah, and there were a lot of people. They're very generous with the hazard light. Because it's like, I've already got the air conditioning at exactly the right temperature. I don't want to roll the window down to wave at you. So that's the new code, guys, is if somebody hits the hazard lights after you let them in front of you, that's their way of saying thank you very much. I know it's not the old school way, because I don't know about you. I mean, the only reason why I would not roll my window down to say thank you is if it didn't work or I just gotten tint. You don't want to roll the window down when you get but otherwise that's
bubble.
And so I wasn't sure exactly what was going on. I'm still not sure. Ricky Cruz, my favorite photographer, said that it was oil spill that occurred on Marine Corps Drive.
Nice. They got to drop gravel and sand and soak it up.
Okay, so somebody did. But that was the other side of the reporting was it wasn't oil. It was like coral or Cascao or something like that was down there. So I don't know exactly which fell first. I did not see or smell any remnants of oil in that area, but there was a whole bunch of dirt and Cascao and stuff like that was on the roadway. Still there now, as a matter of fact. We're probably not going to go away until we get some hard rain in there, but just kind of get used to all of a sudden, so many bits and pieces of our infrastructure that just, whatever, it's not going to work today. I want to go cruising down south on Marine Corps Drive, want to go from the Kmart area down to Touray. Will I be able to do that? No, sorry.
That's why we need 4-day weeks, Ray, and 3-day weekends forever.
You may be on to
just
something.
to make up for stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
exactly. I'm sorry, and it was like a work-related meeting, so I'm sitting there going, I got this is nothing but lost time to me, unproductive time, and so book on tape or listen to the radio or something like that. But I'm glad that you're here listening to the radio. My name is Ray, as I said. Real Joe gets the phone when you call 888-825-888-TALK. Donna D's going to take care of some news and headlines for you. A lot of stuff in the table of contents for the program, so we'll get around to all of that, including the return of dengue. Woohoo! What do we do on that one? Do we need 2 weeks to flatten the curve? Or
we need a vaccine, Ray.
Roadblocks.
We need a vaccine, and we need it right away.
All right. So we got all of that stuff going on. But in the meantime, at 6:22, let me say good morning to all of these mosquito circumcisers.
Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name. Glad you came. You wanna be where you can see our troubles are all the same. You wanna be where everybody knows your name. You wanna go where people know people are all the same. You wanna go where everybody knows your name.
And just to mix things up, because I never like to be as predictable as all the rest of the folks in the media business. I'm going to start with the YouTubers before I get to the Facebookers.
You're rooting me out now, man.
Yeah. This is crazy. Ooh, edgy. Wow, what a program. Kitsuto in Japan online saying Ohio. 145 yen in exchange for the dollar. Jay Rojas is here saying aloha.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Mahalo, cause and you know what? It's Tuesday.
It is Tuesday, my brother.
I got all kinds of stuff. We were talking about utilities and the Consolidated Commission on Utilities that has now blessed GPA on their rate proposal, and you might be going, wow, that means Guam is going to have the highest electric bills in the entire Pacific Ocean, and the answer is no, we're not by a long shot. As it turns out,
we didn't win.
No, we did not. We did not win the who gets to pay the most for electricity in the Pacific. That distinction, Joe, belongs to. Hold on a second. Somewhere, which is it? Oahu. HECO evening rates to double under the Shift and Save scheme. I'm so glad we don't do this here. Hawaiian Electric has expanded the Shift and Save pilot program on Oahu and Hawaiian Islands to 16,000 participants who will test new time of use rates starting September the 1st. And I think is this the one that talks about the rate that they're going to be going to? Hawaii. No, it's this one here. Hawaii has the highest electricity prices in the United States. An analysis of average electricity prices by state shows Hawaii is easily the most expensive at 30.31 cents per kilowatt, according to a report by the American Legislative Exchange, a nonpartisan voluntary membership. The state's most expensive state second most expensive state for electricity is Alaska, 20.2. Wait a second, I might be off. No, we might still have this 30. What was the new rate that we're going to be going to, Donna? It was like 33, right, per kilowatt hour. Oh, I don't know. I gotta check.
We're neck and neck, Ray.
Yeah, but I thought I saw something where they were talking about. I'll look again, but I thought I saw something in there where they were talking about a kilowatt hour rate up around 52 cents or something like that. That would make it easily one of the highest. Anyway, I'll get back to that later. Kitsutsu in Japan. I've got MP Ogo there. Rico Blancaflor checking out this side as well. Patricia saying good morning. Manny Lujan, buenas and half a day to you. Favorite guy artist Ron Castro hanging out here with Auntie Bennett Lujan Duenas. Phil is online. Good morning, says college football playoff. Can't wait to see them expand to 12 teams. That's 11 more than I can follow. Tommy Garcia is there, and so is Brennan Fausto. Let's go veteran war fighters. And a reminder, VFW this weekend, $5,600 up for grabs on Friday night. It will be more by the time the counting gets started. Sandra Regis, checking in from Alaska on the line. And then we're saying Alaska with the second highest electricity rates in the country. But here's the deal. You don't need air conditioning in Alaska. It's kind of built in.
Heating.
It's kind of, well, you can use oil for that or, burn an Eskimo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because it's a fire. You burn one of those. It's a fire that lasts a long time. At any rate, we got Jerome McDonald and big man Rico Blancaflor over here. Dwayne Santos. JB St. Nicholas doing his countdown. We'll get to the numbers in a second. Hava Henry Menglotnya. JB says 19 days, 17 hours. We care. He strives for accuracy, so he's that much closer to it than we are. 19 days, 17 hours between now and Christmas. But the problem is that doesn't fit conveniently in the jingle in my head. Right? Shopping days, 19 days, 17 hours till Christmas. So we'll just go with the 20 days that will work. And that's a reminder now. BoonieDog, BougieBoonie.com, or the World Wide Web is where you can go and make arrangements so that your furry, four-legged, they came that way. I mean, yours might not actually have four legs, but for the most part, they do, depending on what accidents or what villages they're actually from. But anyway, the BougieBoonie.com is where you go and get some fantastic work done on the dog. Go and find Katie, and you can make appointments on the website that I just gave you. 6:27 in the morning. Jeff Pleadwell is online. Peak is best. I got... let me see. JB asking, got snow? Got to be snow somewhere. Gerald Young, Stephen Liz Amaguian, Dave Herrera. Biba, I purchased my first Nissan Frontier, persuaded by Senor and Team Ray Gibson Show. Thank you very much. That virtually assures that they will be renewing the contract, for which I'm happy. Bill Petit is out there. What's that, Jerome? A Tuesday. Good morning, Guam. Sarita Guerin, Ray, Donna D, Real Joe, Jerry Robertson, a Merry Christmas. Jose Martinez is there. Lori, that's Lori with a Y, Duane is online. I got Patrick A. and Martha Toves, Dave Duenas, Joe Takai, off of Jay Nauta, Marichu Relativo. Load shedding must not be part of our lives. That is called acceptance. Marichu, I think I'm going to stay in denial for a little bit longer because I just don't want it to be a permanent part of our lives. It will just feel permanent. Hey, look, Brad Wood's awake.
Morning, Wood.
Stephen Blake saying, buenas to the point, gang. Carlene Harker, Real Joe Cruz is there. Hi, Annette. Nice to see you online. Brad says, big day coming up this week. Can't wait till the return of my queen, Lucia Fleming Wood. Sweet reunion. Let me see. Belen Sidel from Sidel Beach in the province, in the Philippines, is checking into the program. Nice to see you. Multiple Valentine's hearts. Carolyn Long, she said, is there anything you want from the Philippines? And I said, yeah, Catherine Bernardo. Because she's not with DJ anymore.
With a bow on top.
It's like an entire weekend since that news broke. So I think there's
She's single now.
Yeah, I think it's for sure single to mingle. Nate Horn is there. Tim Zedeker and let me see, Tony and Annette Unpinko. Ada, Real Joe, I don't think we've heard the last of Tony Ada.
Wait, did you see the lunch he had yesterday and the people he was with?
Did I?
No.
Do I have a picture?
No, you will.
Okay, send me a picture. Oh, I did. I was in the building. I was actually in the building. I told you I had lunch. I had a meeting at Turay. So that's why everything was going on.
Man.
Okay, yeah, no, and I got a couple of pictures here of some folks that I was meeting up with over at the Turay place. A couple of them are going to be super recognizable. One of them is the actual owner of Turay. Where's the thing? Where did I put it? There. Wait, first one. It was my super lucky day yesterday, hanging out with my Nyao's brother. And Corina.
Mr. Tyron.
Right. And you might know this guy. He's the owner.
It's Harry.
Harry's got the keys.
That's my classmate,
He's got the keys to the place. And so he comes over and says hello.
He should run for governor, Ray Gibson.
He's connected like that, bro. Connected. But I know your pictures are better than mine, so we'll see what happens when they come up. Nick Perlowski is here, and Nick is celebrating 41 years of being married to Melissa? Something like that. Congratulations to the both of you, and thank you for marrying one of my childhood best friends. Andy Terlahi is there. Roy Burgess, Buenos Aires, Jackie Borja Cabrera, Ray McGravy checking in from North Dakota, Catherine Castro from the Guam Chamber of Commerce online. And they've always got something interesting going on. Eunice Mendiola, Greg Karabrock, who has his Shinarp knife. He got a copy of the Shinarp and Sinexi knife as well.
So this is like a club, huh?
A cult.
Okay.
Be more. I'd refer to it as a cult. Trina San Augustin is there. Eunice Mendiola, Rudy Rodolfo, the original Burger King, is online. What do we got? Chicken Fries Friday. I love those. You can get some for free. Be listening. Evergreen South Guam is watching. So is Edita Camarillo, Vince Delgado, Army Lynn. There it is. Balloon Smuggler number 1. Army Lynn is online.
Army Lynn.
Off a day to, let me see, Norma Tabayoyong, Bunker Mano is there, Steve and Lynn Bennett, Alicia Duenas Anderson saying good morning to the Point family. Real Joe says he sent me the picture that this is something else. You and I are the same. We lurk on the Instagrams, and when we see something remarkable, got to get a snap.
I'm trying to read into it.
So the picture includes, there's Ding, Scambulary, and then there's Tony, and but not Annette Unpinko Ada. Guy there looks an awful lot like former Governor Felix P. Kamatsu, and that looks like former Lieutenant Governor Kaleo Moylan.
Yes.
They were together for 4 years, and then they weren't together for 4 years. You remember that? Yeah.
What's going on there?
Scratch head. And yeah, there's Big Harry Chang. So inquiring minds want to know, can we throw another pile on the rumor mill? Josh Tenorio very prematurely announcing that he's running for governor of Guam. And what the hell? Anytime two prominent Republican figures get together, people are going to start talking. And you can start throwing that one around as well. Although, you know what I think would make a great ticket? For mass Republican love?
Hodzi.
See, Felix P. Camacho, then Mary Torres.
Wait a minute.
Brother and sister.
Yeah.
Brother and sister.
I was just about to say, it was a Donnie and Osmond.
Wait, no.
Donnie Osmond and...
It can be done. We're not breaking, that I know of, we're not breaking any official rules of any party. Come on, throw it around. Loop it around in your head for a little bit. You know you love it. Ismael Velez is online. Let me see. Tattoo Shauna is there. Greg Fausto. Bunker F. Ramos is online. Overcast and breezy in Santa Rita this morning. I got Ken Augustin there. The Christine Oliver says, darn power outages. Now I'm late for everything. Sean, off a day to you. I've got a new name there. Mike Legwetnia checking in at Anderson. Dave Dinsman is there. Tattoo Shauna says, our power just turned on. Now I can make coffee. I wasn't mad until my coffee was being messed with, but now everything will be okay. We have reached I talked to a buddy of mine last night who was teasing me about a business plan for a new coffee place. I'm not going to say that it involves marijuana.
Oh, wow.
Well, but that's all I can say about it. Benita Camacho Garrido is there. Ruel, the Rooster Drillon. Let me see. Keena McCausland from the upper left-hand corner of the States. Huge crowd here today. Francis Duffy is online, and you might be wondering, Ray, did you just swallow back a burp? Did I just hear that? And the answer is yes. Another plug for Teray. The place, they've got this mentality of like the customer is always right there, and they've got a BLT bagel. Have you ever had one?
I've never.
So good, but I don't like bagels.
Oh.
So I don't. I said, could you do me a favor and put this on Guam Bakery American bread? Can I just get the Guam I want that, the Pullman bread. And somebody says, what's Pullman mean? Why do they call it Pullman? Because it's in the shape of the train car. Pullman. That's okay. Gotta go. I cannot explain everything to everyone.
You're gonna learn
at the
something
same time.
new here.
But anyway, they take this BLT and it's got an egg and it's got really good bacon and they squirt some kind of areola sauce on it. It's really, and put it on, like I said, Guam Bakery bread, and it's really, really good. So if you're looking for something to try, ask them for the BLT bagel made the Ray Gibson way. Let me see who else is playing around. I got Peter Santos. And he's a very, very polite guy.
What's he doing again?
He's running for Attorney General. Is what Peter Santos is running for the Attorney General's office, and sent me a couple of pictures of him, I think, prepping for the job. Let's see if I can get these up on the screen before too much longer. I'm having a hard time making out some of the icons on the screen just now, but I'll get that and get it to you a little bit later on. Francis Wolford. So who's going to be Josh's running mate? Let me see. Next name on the list will be Josh Tenora's running mate, and the next name on the list is Anna Hahn. And Hannah's going, leave me out of this. Come on. This big Palawan family that you're from. She's Palawan princess. It could work. Bill Friton is there. Wen Roe is online as well. Let me see. Dwayne, Benita Manglotnia, Sinexi Sharp Knife or Circumcised, says Jerome. Yes, you just have to understand my sense of humor. Adita Camarillo, Margaret Estacchio, Gary Canetta Martinez, Buenos and Alpha Day. Bad weather and no explanation. It was off for about 3 to 4. Oh my God, 3 to 4 hours. Tammy, come back. We still have power outages, but they aren't running that long, girl. Ken Augustin and Johnny at 2 Live, Vivian Castro Leon. So we're all strong like Eric Chong. And then there's Tammy Bambuds and Zena Marie Tenorio Call. Mark Cruz doing his wave thing. Who else is there? John LaRue says, good morning. Power outage. Frowny face. Valerie Carvalito and Juanita Machi. Dave Dinsman. Okay, I'm looking to see if I got if there's any crazy new names. There's Big Sister Shelley online. Michelle Conception. Some crazy new names. There's Big Sister Shelley online. Michelle Conception. Something about the Carpenters. Jerome McDonald is writing in. Not sure what that. Hafa Japlu, the Heights still out. Oh, well, get everybody back on before too much longer. And Tattoo Shauna, did Ray say areola sauce? Yes.
I think he meant aioli. I'm just thinking that. And I just let it slip. You know what I mean?
Having never had the privilege.
It's okay, Ray.
Having never had the privilege of culinary training, I just throw out words. I told you about that
More
guy.
More areola sauce coming up, sir. Yes, chef.
A squirt of areola sauce. All right, so Tata Tuesdays, it is. It's 6:37 in the morning in the Ray Gibson Show. More like that unscripted, smart aleck comments and political gossip. Go ahead. It's all going to be coming your way for the next 3.5 hours or so. We do have to break away and find out what's going on with news and headlines with Donna D, so we'll do that now and find out what we've been missing. Now, I did get, while I was doing the roll call, I did get a couple of messages from Tracy, so there might be an update. I'll let you know.
Okay. An oil spill on Route 1 near JFK snarled traffic yesterday morning. DPW says the incident resulted in southbound lane closures. Fine coral was used on the oil spill, and cleanup was complete just after noon. The cause of the oil spill is currently under investigation. And Fred Bordallo was unanimously confirmed by senators to be the DOC director. Bordallo previously explained that DOC remains in a dangerous situation, particularly with overcrowding, and he is expecting challenges. He has worked to increase the number of officers by starting a reserve program and re-employing officers. Bordallo adds that an ongoing recruit cycle is expected to be completed by January. And a test of the All Hazards Alert warning system, originally scheduled for 3:15 this afternoon, has been postponed. Homeland Security was notified of an issue with the repeater system that needs to be corrected before future tests. A rescheduled test date will be provided once available. And those are your local headlines on The Point. Now back to Ray.
Oh my God! Oh my God! I was looking for a picture of Peter Santos, but I came up with something that was even less appetizing. It's a school lunch. No breakfast. This is a breakfast in I don't know which school it is.
But that's here?
Oh, that's all the basic food groups, right?
Tricia sent this in.
Oh my
and
God!
says just thought you might be interested in it. So we have a slice of bacon.
That doesn't even look cooked. Oh my gosh, is that for real?
That's not like our school lunches were. Or
There's some kind of a muffiny looking thing on.
Oh, is that what that is?
I don't know. And I think the other one might be a flapjack. Some kind of.
Is that turkey bacon?
That must be an egg over there.
I don't know. And we got grape juice bowl. We got the juice box in there. Is that? You think it's an egg? You think maybe
it might be an egg?
Wow.
Just the yellow part?
The yellow.
Yeah,
they
just
maybe
scrambled.
the imitation egg.
Yeah,
scrambled, but then put in a
egg
form.
beaters.
Yeah.
Non-dairy.
How about that?
That looks disgusting.
How about that? Okay. Now I'm looking to see if this is good news. I'm going to interpret this as good news because there are still some places that are experiencing an outage right now. It's from Beatrice, says the previous 5 feeders were restored at 6 a.m. Another set of feeders were temporarily shed due to insufficient generation capacity. The generation capacity will increase. You know why?
Christmas lights?
No, wait. Okay, hold on. This brain's going to explode here.
Man.
What's going to happen that will increase power generation on Guam? You know what it is? It happened 10 minutes ago. The sun came up. That means all of the solar farms are now collecting light from the sun, converting it to electricity.
The solar farms.
That will help get everybody back online. Feeders that have been temporarily shed should anticipate an hour outage or less from Tracy. So there we are. The basic of it is Cabras 1 went down. One of the PD units likewise also down from a water leak. And rather than go into an island-wide outage, the protection circuits went in and just shed the load up in some of the northern parts of town. Those are coming back online, but other places are losing their power. But everything should get stabilized once we've got the sun. And the news from the weather report earlier was that today is going to be mostly sunny. So that's good news. So it looks like in this case the solar farms are what's going to be keeping us from load shedding. 6:41 in the morning. We'll get updates as the morning continues on the progress of the repairs and restoration down at Cabras 1. Fingers crossed that it's like an easy one, right? They just call like the Cabras Kuya. And he's just gonna kind of look at it, take the pencil out from behind his ear, and
it's gonna bring his crescent wrench.
Yeah, do all of that stuff, and then get electricity again. 6:42. Ray Gibson Show continues after these. Attention, business owners! Upgrade your connectivity with Docomo Pacific's new business mobile plans. Whether you're upgrading your phone or bringing your own device, you can save big. Up to $20 a month. Enjoy unlimited talk and text locally and to the U.S. plus data roaming to the U.S., Japan, Korea, and the Philippines. Experience the power of seamless communication. Visit business.docomopacific.com today for more details. Some conditions apply.
Everyone has a busy schedule these days, and sometimes we forget to schedule our routine dental checkup and cleaning. Don't neglect your dental health. Schedule one today with Dr. Robert Yang and his Smile team, conveniently located at the East West Business Center on Marine Drive, Upper Tumon. Call us today at 647-8702 or 3. Again, that's 647-8702 or 647-8703. We make smiles happen.
I found the number, that 52 cent per kilowatt reference that I made about Hawaiian Electric customers there that are in the Shift and Save pilot program. We'll see if they do it wrong. Evening peak hours on Oahu will be charged 52 cents per kilowatt hour. They don't have the same kilowatt hour rate. But all day long. They've got different rates there. There's a daytime rate of 17 cents per kilowatt hour. And they figure that's, less demand because a lot of people are at work or, not necessarily at home. Then you get to the house and you start cooking dinner and washing clothes and throwing things in the dryer. That's when you get hit with 52 cents per kilowatt hour. And then the overnight rate, which is interesting to figure out how they came up with a need for a different rate for overnights. 9 p.m. until 9 o'clock in the morning, 35 cents per kilowatt hour. I know you're rolling the eyes, going, "How do people afford that?" They don't. Another story I've been have been looking at is this one here. Pacific Business News reporting that after reviewing some census data, they have lost 67,257 people in Hawaii going to live someplace else. 67,257 people left Hawaii for somewhere else in the United States. Now, the crazy thing is, despite the fact that they've got these ridiculous electric rates and they just approved a 50% rate hike on water, 56,209 people moved in, but it's still a net loss of about 11,000 people from just leaving the state of Hawaii because brother, cost too much to pay the price to live in paradise, eh? Hold my primo beer. 6:45 in the morning. Where was I supposed to go? Traffic? Oh. Yeah, I can do that. I think I've got the skills, the requisite skills, and the data to be able to take care of traffic here this morning. Let's see what's happening in the north end of town. Anything? No oil spills, no Cascao spills anywhere that I can see. Tiny bit of traffic up in the intersection of 1 and Waiseng Song. But otherwise, it's looking pretty good. Nothing major over at the intersection of 1 and 3. Micronesia Mall at 16. Looking pretty good. 8, 10, and 16. Tiny bit of traffic sprinkling into the Teedson area right now. If you're on Marine Corps Drive all the way into the downtown Agutnia area, nothing major to slow you down through there. Not seeing any dogging out traffic on Route 8 just yet. 4 is running very, very clear. Tiny bit of traffic over by Adelup right now. And that maybe people checking out that new coffee place. Wait a second. It's not 7 yet. They're not open. I don't think they're open yet. What have we got? Southbound from there all the way to Big Navy and Sumai. Looking pretty good. 6:46 in the Ray Gibson Show. Be right back. Chances are you've got some questions right now. Well, here's a couple of answers. Lysol disinfectant sprays and Lysol disinfecting wipes together can be used on over 100 surfaces and kills 99.9% of viruses and bacteria. It even kills the COVID-19 virus. These are simple facts backed up by science. Lysol is suitable to protect your kids and pets. USA's #1, now protecting your homes. Lysol, what it takes to protect. Shop today at your Guam Kmart store.
GTA Pop-Up Prepaid is spreading the holiday cheer. The Holly Jolly giveaway is here, and we're giving away a total of $3,000 in Payless gift certificates. From November 24th to December 31st, sign up for any GTA Pop-Up Prepaid's unlimited plans, and you'll automatically be entered. 5 lucky weekly winners will receive a $100 Payless gift certificate. Plus, there's an even bigger present waiting. The grand prize, $1,000 worth of Payless gift certificates to make this holiday season extra special. So don't miss out on this chance for a holly jolly holiday with Pop-Up Prepaid. Conditions apply. GTA, we start with you.
So much going on in my head. I still haven't had a chance to find the picture of Peter Santos. But I'll give you something to look forward to as you're watching on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, ThePOINT.gu, and Rumble. I got a note here from Mark Cruz said, load out in Takano subdivision from 5 until 6 out in Bellow Road area right now. But as I said, as the sun begins to come up and heat up those solar panels, we might be able to get a little bit more by way of electricity to use. 13 minutes away from the top of the hour. Portions of the program brought to you by the Nissan Ninja. He's back. And the perfect time to buy a certified pre-owned car, truck, or SUV. In fact, never been a better time. You can see savings up to $26,000. Prices slash 10, 20, 30, 40%. It's amazing. Vehicles for every lifestyle and budget. 0 down on your approved credit. Trade-ins are welcome. Wait, I can trade in a used car for a used car? Yeah, they do that science that way over at Nissan. And super easy financing. And it's the kind of financing, it's just between you and Nissan. We don't need to let the credit companies know that we're looking into anything and what the results are. So you can feel confident that there aren't going to be any major changes to your credit profile after they do that. The details available at NissanGuam.com.
It's the Ray Gibson Show. Call now, 888-TALK. That's 888-8255.
6:48 in the morning, Ray Gibson Show. We're working till 10, I think. A variety of people that we want to talk to about a variety of issues, and among some of the guys. And I didn't have a chance to publicly say thank you very much to Senator Jesse Anderson Lujan, but thank you very much, Senator Jesse Anderson Lujan, for alerting me to the very, very interesting display of How shall we say, Mason's rules of orders and recitations, if you will, of the standing rules of the 37th Guam legislature last week. I thought it was very, very interesting, and not quite the drama that we had with the hospital bills, but still, or what was it? Not the hospital. It was Kane Duane's, the fireworks bill. That's when we had massive drama. Thank you for alerting me to that, Senator.
Hey, good morning, Biba Mattis, Ray and Real Joe and Donna D. How are you doing this beautiful Tuesday morning?
Well, so far so good. We managed to avoid the power outages, and the lights should be getting stabilized as the solar panels and the solar farms start coming online because the sun is up. So hopefully whatever problem they've got with Cabras 1 and the PD unit get resolved in the next couple of hours so we can avoid load shedding tonight, which is kind of an important thing. Anyway, the reason why I called was a new piece of legislation. I'm trying to understand what's happening with it. It looks like it was introduced, and then underneath where it refers to bill status online, says your bill was withdrawn. Now, this is an interesting measure that would establish guidelines for off-premise advertising signs on commercial and industrial zones. Now, I think it's pretty interesting because, you know, I got enough rooftop space. Maybe I want to put one of those big advertising signs up on the thing and get, you know, add to the money that we're making on the radio station. And I'm looking at this going, there are opportunities here. So I'm just a little bit on the background, why it was introduced and what's the nature of the withdrawal.
Okay, great. Fantastic. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity, of course, to justify that. Absolutely, we've been working on this sign bill for a while now. It's basically a static sign, and it's basically a bill that basically sets sign standards. But in the and you know, we were able to get the co-authors to sign on as well. Mm-hmm. But in the reading, and it was fine going in, and we actually, there was a wrong citation that was put in there, a wrong citation. And so when I read it again, and the citation, I said, wait a minute, this wasn't the original citation, it was a wrong citation. And so that being said, rather than the bill be tainted and people will read it, especially people who are definitely interested in science or people who are currently having science or saying, hey, you know, this is not good and all that. I said, you know what, I don't want the bill to be tainted because of the wrong citation. And we could have easily corrected it in an amendment on the floor, you know, and they would say so, of course, during the public hearing. But because I didn't want to have the bill get tainted, you know, I put a bad taste on it. I said, I'm going to withdraw it, correct it, and reintroduce it.
I see. Yeah.
All right. Again, you know, you got to admit your mistake, right? Admit your mistake, and prior to having it going forward, again, have it be tainted because of a mistake, and we acknowledge the mistake and say, oh, we were going to correct it. I don't want it to be tainted by that and have a bad taste in people's mouth because, oh, this is what you meant. And no, it
well,
wasn't.
there might be, and there might be some opponents that will come forward and say, yeah, this thing it's problematic from the start. I get it, but what are we trying to accomplish with that? Now, I'm of a couple of different minds on this. I don't know that it has always been equitable for everybody that wants to get in that game. I know, as an example, Gagnon Shopping Center for many years wanted to have a sign up on one of their walls by the yogurt place, and were prevented from doing so because of existing statute and how it would treat businesses with the kind like their signage would not have passed any of the local laws and the muster. And then you've got other concerns about, okay, is this going to open up the floodgates for everybody and their brother now that has access to the kind of technology and the kind of money to buy the technology to put up these moving message signs virtually everywhere. And so there were questions that I had about how that law was delineated several years ago, and it hasn't. Frankly, nothing has come up since then until now. So is there somebody looking for a way into this business here? Have they reached out saying there's more that can be done?
Yes, no, it has been. Actually, the bill has been introduced a couple of legislatures, you know, and although unfortunately it wasn't comprehensive, and I think that's one of the reasons why it wasn't able to make it on the floor. It wasn't comprehensive, and likewise, yes, you know, as a matter of fact, I think if I'm not mistaken, digital signs, you know, had gone through the Land Use Commission to be able to get that. but now I think they moved away from even doing any of those clearances for signs. So a comprehensive bill needs to be drafted for sign regulations and things of that nature. And the bill basically, this bill is for static signs, basically static signs, which leaves every other sign status quo in regards to their placement.
This would not affect people that want to put signs up like the kind at the ITC building. They've got one down in Tumon near VIP, and one just down the street over at Dundunky.
No, absolutely. It won't affect it. It won't affect it.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't undo anything. All it does is make the static signs. The citations are correct for this one to be able to make it happen. So it doesn't remove anybody. It doesn't make anybody else illegal and things like that. It just justifies and corrects the statute and things of that nature. Like I said,
so if I wanted to, though, I could still take and put a big sign up on top of my building here on Marine Corps Drive for any other business. Now it would be legal inside the law, because I'm not advertising for my own shop. I would be advertising for somebody else.
Well, Ray, what this does, it doesn't, because you'll still have to go through the permitting process. You still have to go through a DPW to get the permitting process. This just basically identifies the type of signs that are able to go up and all that. But again, with the typhoons that we have and the obstruction of traffic and things of that nature, right? So those things you still have to go through the permitting process.
Oh yeah, I've been through that with static signs with DPW. In fact, I was putting up a sign one day, and somebody came next door and says, "Show me your papers." Ooh, okay, 6:56. Senator, I got to let you run here. I got Dr. Akimoto on the other line, and I'm sure he's prepped himself and is going to keep it absolutely clean for all the kids listening. I'll see you soon.
Thank you very much. It was great to see him and the other docs Sunday night too down at the Hyatt. Thank you very much.
Oh, a great way to start the conversation. Rubbing shoulders with the movers and shakers over at the legislature, eh, Doc?
It was a great Sunday evening, sitting down with people who wanted to talk about solutions to healthcare, and Senator Jesse Lujan has been really on the forefront of some really great solutions, particularly in terms of trying to help this Christmas. He confided in me that the bill to repeal the really obscene tax on medicine and food is going to be taken to the legislature soon, and hopefully the governor will give that as a Christmas present to the people of Guam, so that, as all the prices are going up, as our economy really reels from the effects of the typhoon and this recovery, things are optimistic. But if the government is sucking the life out of Christmas, like the Grinch, and trying to destroy everybody's souls by imposing this 5% gross receipts tax in the middle of Christmas, then maybe the governor, if she's listening, can work with Senator Jesse Lujan to find a way to give people something to smile about. The session we had on Sunday, people gave up their Sunday evening, even brought, their kids, because it was, the one day that we have to really be with each other. But the issues facing Guam aren't just about a hospital that's falling apart as dengue fever comes, as white lung pneumonia is coming. We are confronting a lot of medical illnesses, and similar to other American hospitals, our emergency rooms are full. And so there's a lot to be maybe disheartened about, because we've literally waited until Christmas to try to solve it, and it doesn't look like anybody's plan right now, at least the ones being discussed in Adelup, are going to help this year. We are going to be like Mary and Joseph, searching for a room, and there will be no room at the end for baby Jesus to be delivered, and even if they got a room,
and this is not an overstatement. Dr. Akimoto is not making an overstatement. I know somebody who has been languishing in the hallways for quite an amount of time, trying to get a hospital bed, and had gone through the emergency room, and that was packed, and then said, "Okay, well, we'll get you checked into the hospital, but there's no bed for him to go to that I am aware of right now." I don't know if that situation has changed, but I'm hearing that from virtually every medical professional that I'm hearing. Don't get sick. There's no place for you to lay down.
Yeah, because there's no mangers. I think all the donkeys and the cows have taken the mangers because they're giving birth too. And the sad thing is that when it rains, you get to feel like you're not in a safe dry barn or manger. You're literally outside in the open. And now we're hearing that there may be structural deficiencies in the roof at GMH that may force them to close down labor and delivery. And so hopefully they have a plan. Because they haven't told any of us the plan. Hopefully there will be an evacuation plan in case labor and delivery does fail the people of Guam before Christmas. But this is the thing. We were all meeting on Sunday to discuss this issue. The senators showed up, but the governor didn't, and the governor's people didn't.
Because they already had their own thing. They had their own thing last week at the Hilton.
Well, that's the thing. They're talking at people, not talking with people. They're telling people to show up at places that they want to go to. Again, yes, let's all be like the people in Whoville, and cue the music there, DJ. This is Christmas, and it's not about big fancy presents. Christmas is not about spending lots of money. Christmas is about love and people caring for each other, speaking kindly with each other, and sharing the best gift of all, which is ourselves. We're frustrated. We have some very serious issues facing us all. The one thing that people shouldn't have to worry about is, where are we going to put a hospital? Let's talk about taking care of each other today. The people down south deserve a Southern Regional Medical Center that's open tomorrow and keeps them in their villages so they can wrap their presents. And I think Senator Frank Bloss's idea was wonderful.
And it seems to have been very, very well accepted. Doc, I got to break away. You're free to call back in a little bit later on. I want to continue the analogy on the blessed events of Christmas thousands of years ago. I'll talk to you soon. Got to break away. Fox News Live playing on the point.
U.S. diplomat is accused of spying for Cuba.
The complaint alleges that Rocha sought out and used his positions within the United States government to support Cuba's clandestine intelligence gathering mission against the United States.
Attorney General Merrick Garland announcing the arrest of former ambassador to Bolivia, Manuel Rocha, charged with illegally acting as an agent of a foreign government for more than 40 years. The now 73-year-old accused of bragging to an undercover FBI agent about strengthening the revolution. Wall Street snaps a winning streak. The Dow down 41 points at the bell. That's off session lows. America is listening to Fox News.
Christmas trees are going up at the Security Title Office in Tamuning, and with them comes the music and joy of the season. As we reflect on the ups and downs of 2023, one thing remains constant, and that is the deep gratitude we have for our customers and the meaningful work we do for our real estate community. Thank you for trusting us with your property. From our Security Title family to yours, we wish you a Christmas season filled with peace and joy.
Quality care, peace of mind. That is the FHP Imaging Center. Our specialized board-certified radiologist ensures patient-focused care with diagnostic medical imaging, including MRI, CT scan, digital mammogram, digital x-ray, and ultrasound. The FHP Imaging Center is open for most services Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call 671-646-5825. Press 1 for an appointment. Now accepting of Guam. FHP Health Center. Our island, your clinic.
News.
The Republican presidential field shrinks as the North Dakota governor pulls out.
Doug Burgum saying in a statement that he launched a campaign for president to bring a business leader and proven governor's voice to the fight for the best of America by moving the country 180 degrees in the opposite direction of Joe Biden on the economy, energy, and national security, though blaming what he calls the Republican National Committee's arbitrary clubhouse debate requirements after he failed to qualify for the third debate.
Fox's Jeff Manasso. At a climate conference in Dubai, the U.S. committing to not build any new coal plants, in addition to phasing out existing plants. Nearly 60 countries now part of that pact, but China produces more than double the annual carbon dioxide emissions of the U.S. and is using more coal.
China's bringing online about one coal plant a month to cheaply handle its energy needs. India also bringing online more coal power to avoid energy shortages this year. In addition, India plans a record amount of coal power for next year.
Fox Business's Edward Lawrence at the White House. The U.S. Energy Department says the amount of coal burned last year was less than half the U.S. total for 2008. Venezuelans vote in favor of claiming vast oil-rich land controlled by its neighbor, Guyana.
Essequibo makes up 2/3 of Guyana, some 61,000 square miles. But Venezuela has long insisted the area is actually its own. The referendum asked Venezuelans if they agreed with Essequibo being incorporated into their country. Officials say 96% said yes, but opponents dispute government claims of a high turnout. Critics of President Nicolas Maduro say he only held the vote to whip up nationalist fervor. The matter is currently before the International Court of Justice.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. Guyana denounces the vote as an attempted annexation. Again on Wall Street, the Dow dropping 41 points. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News.
Half a Day, Okadu's High School Ambassador Club will be hosting a holiday bazaar on December 9th at Okadu High from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. with an entrance fee of $1. Bring your joy, holiday spirit, and money to support Guam's local food trucks, craft vendors, and chances to win our holiday raffle. We're also looking for additional vendors, so if you would like to make some extra Christmas cash, send us an email at okhsambassadors@gmail.com. Jump into the holiday spirit at the Ambassador Club's Holiday Bazaar located at Okado High School from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. December 9th.
KFC's $5 breakfast deals are the best and most affordable ways to start your day. The Colonel's Chicken and Rice Bowl, $5. Chicken fried steak, $5. Sausage, biscuit, and gravy, $5. And they all come with a fresh coffee. KFC $5 breakfast deals are served starting at 6 a.m. daily at your favorite KFC restaurant. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Lime Away is the expert hard water cleaner that provides solutions to your lime, calcium, and rust stains. It's scientifically proven to eliminate lime scale deposits, leaving your home clean from hard water stains, bathtub, bathroom tiles, shower doors, sinks, and toilet bowl stains. Lime Away can eliminate them all. Get your bottle of Lime Away at your nearest mom and pop store and never be embarrassed by those ugly stains again. Lime Away, distributed by Cosmos Distributing.
Your 7 o'clock local news is brought to you by AB Risk Solutions.
Off a day at 7:06. I'm Donna DeJesus. Here's a look at your local news on The Point. Giltinan Ramamwo and Paul John Tuncap Cruz, the couple charged in connection to the death of their 1-year-old child, is scheduled to go to trial later this month. Last month, the boy was discovered by police to be beaten to death. Ramamwo was charged with murder, while Tuncap was charged with child abuse and failure to provide assistance. Court documents state that Cruz heard the child crying and saw Ramamwo punching the child. Cruz told her to call the police. GPD didn't arrive until 3 hours later. Officers saw that the boy had multiple severe head injuries and that rigor mortis and livor mortis had set in, which suggested several hours had passed before authorities were contacted. Trial is set for December 20. Meanwhile, GDOE has confirmed that FBLG Middle School, which is using the Okadu High School campus, underwent a lockdown last month but did not inform the public at the time of the incident. GDOE spokesperson Marie Regis-Burrier was informed by FB Principal Melissa Mofness that the school went into lockdown because of a student who posted a photo of a firearm on social media and made menacing comments towards the school. A school-level investigation based on GDOE's safety protocol was conducted and showed that there was no evidence of potential threat to the people at the school campus. While GDOE recognizes that they failed to inform the public of the incident, Regis-Burrier says they followed internal safety protocol before making any announcements, adding that the threat that sent FBLG into lockdown was not substantiated. More news after this.
Whoever said no risk, no reward has never been sued. Hi, I'm Dave Silva from AB Risk Solutions, and our job for over 70 years has been to help businesses just like yours manage risk. Manage risk? We will never be able to totally eliminate the myriad of risks every business faces, but we can help you manage them and recover when disaster strikes. From mom and pop operations to high-rise hotels, we're the experts businesses have counted on for many years. Call me today at 777-2668 for a free risk review and consultation.
AB Risk Solutions, formerly known as Aon.
GWA General Manager Miguel Bordalio submitted comments that information previously provided on the proposed missile defense system for Guam wasn't enough for GWA to suitably understand how the project will impact the island's existing water and wastewater systems or the northern Guam Lens aquifer. The U.S. military is proposing to build a 360-degree enhanced integrated air and missile defense system on Guam in light of the growing military threat from China. 20 potential sites across the island were identified for the project, but the final tally and locations may still change. Bordalio says while water resources will be analyzed, that analysis should consider surface water in addition to groundwater. He adds that it's difficult to completely understand the impact from the ongoing military buildup because the actual arrival of U.S. troops from Japan to Guam is still several years away. And the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service has announced that it will reopen the Guam National Wildlife Refuge at Ritidian, including Ritidian Beach, on December 17 from 7:30 to 4 o'clock. The public is invited to attend the 30th anniversary celebration from 10 to 2 across the main beach parking at Ritidian. During the celebration event, attendees may go to the Ritidian Caves or create holiday eco-crafts. Ritidian has been closed due to physical and species recovery efforts after Typhoon Mawar in May. The refuge will resume Ritidian's normal operational hours for the public Wednesday to Sunday from 7:30 to 4 beginning on December 20. And those are your top stories. Back to Ray with weather.
Wait. I found the picture.
Who's that guy?
It's Peter Santos. I've been looking for this picture.
What's he wearing?
It's a holiday Moarmar.
What's that on his face?
Moarmar?
Actually, the pronunciation, I know this because I learned it from a Yapese princess, is Mutta Mutta.
Mutta?
Okay.
Mutta Mutta. That's how it's supposed to be pronounced, but we call it Marmar. But anyway, so I don't know where he was, where he had the opportunity to put on some Christmas decorations.
That looks like Ross.
You know what? I don't know. I've only ever
like the blue.
I've only ever twice in my life touched the far wall at Ross.
Bless you.
Could be. All right. Well, now we know what his campaign colors might end up looking like. But yeah, Merry Christmas and vote for me when it's time. That's Peter Santos on screen right now. He sent me another interesting picture, and I thought this one was kind of cool. Looks like it might be a shot of Tumon Bay back in the early 50s, late 50s, early 60s or something like that from back in the day. No hotels in sight, no roads in sight. I don't even know if there was a Happy Landing Road back in
Hey, is
in
that
those
that
days.
tree near Weston?
That's still there. that coconut tree is right there, exactly where you thought. It's 7-Eleven in the morning. Might get you some weather. Can you imagine that? People enjoying the beach weather back in those days, the same way we do it now. Mostly sunny today with highs near 88 degrees. I'm calling grill marks, kids. East-west winds 11 to 16 miles an hour. Can't be east-west. East winds 11 to 16 miles an hour. Gusting as high as about 21. Partly cloudy tonight. Mostly sunny again tomorrow. And mostly cloudy tomorrow night. There is partly sunny in the forecast on Thursday. Possible highs over the next couple of days around 88 degrees. Watch out for the breezes. Might be knocking some stuff down over the next couple of days. 30% chance of rain. Heat index over the next couple of days is going to be about 90 degrees. There are riptide warnings in effect. Sunrise this morning was at 6:30. And sunset tonight is going to be about 5:52. No word on load shedding. Just now, we know that there were some problems earlier with Cabris 1 and one of the PD units. The reason why, if there's electricity back on everywhere, it's because the solar farms are in business now that the sun is up. I'm waiting on some new information from the Power Authority. Get that to you just as quickly as I possibly can. 7:12 in the morning. One other picture I'd like to put up on the screen for you. Apparently, I don't know, but when I uttered the now soon-to-be famous phrase, areola sauce, which is I was talking about ordering a sandwich over at Ray, and
You
they
better
made,
bottle that,
put
dude,
everying
and
all.
sell it.
You call the guys.
Yes,
call the
Gibson's
guys up.
areola sauce.
That's going to be the next new Supreme flavor. Ray Gibson's areola sauce. But yeah, I guess the word I was looking for is aioli. But I mean, if now you're going to put one of those things together for me, I found this. This. If you got kids and you saw that breakfast that was being prepared for them at one of the public schools on Guam, and you're thinking, God, I could do better than that. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. But you can gourmet it up here. On screen right now is a picture of my favorite morsels. Those are Vienna sausages, pepper-crusted pork mousseline in aspic, pureed mustard seed on the side. What they're basically saying is a Vienna sausage and mustard with pepper on that.
That's
but
an Iron Chef.
It's an Iron Chef, but I think that would be better if it had some Ray Gibson's areola sauce on it. 7:13 in the morning. I'll be right back.
Ring in the season with Coca-Cola and Burger King's Win for the Holidays giveaway. Your chance to win one of 3 premium Coca-Cola prize packs at participating Burger King locations. Each prize pack includes a Coca-Cola branded outside pop tent, a cool Coca-Cola custom bike with helmet, a beach folding chair, and a large 54-quart cooler. Purchase any Whopper or chicken fries, combo meal, or frozen beverage. Enter the transaction code from your receipt on the official Coke Guam website. See restaurant for details. Promotion ends on December 31st, 2023. Drawing will be held on January 5th, 2024. Happy holidays from your friends at Burger King. You rule.
GTA Pop-Up Prepaid is spreading the holiday cheer. The Holly Jolly giveaway is here, and we're giving away a total of $3,000 in Payless gift certificates. From November 24th to December 31st, sign up for any GTA Pop-Up Prepaid's unlimited plans, and you'll automatically be entered. 5 lucky weekly winners will receive a $100 Payless gift certificate. Plus, there's an even bigger present waiting. The grand prize, $1,000 worth of Payless gift certificates to make this holiday season extra special. So don't miss out on this chance for a Holly Jolly holiday with Pop-Up Prepaid. Conditions apply. GTA, we start with you.
I can do this. Portions of the program brought to you by APL American President Lines. They're delivering the future.
Rediscover talk radio here. Your FM News Talk Superstation. This is The Point.
You know what I got to do yesterday? My bros, you know what this is so, I'd never done it before, but this was so, bro. I had the opportunity to get rid of some junks.
Wait a minute, you?
Yeah. No, I was helping somebody, because I got a truck.
Yeah.
When you got a truck.
You're the guy to call.
I'm the guy.
You're the guy that doesn't answer his phone.
I got some junks. I got junks. Can you help me get rid of the junks? I said, yeah, okay. And I said, we're going to take the zero down. We're going to dump it over there.
He's kidding. Come on, man.
What? That's illegal. Everybody's doing it. It must be legal. But anyway, I said, okay, where do we drop this? And the answer was, I knew about it, but I didn't know where it was. But if you go in the backside of Kmart where they have all that graffiti, and in fact, there's one graffiti. I was going to take a picture of it and bring it up to the radio station, but I was in a hurry. It says "No Clue Lou." No Clue Lou. And I don't.
Oh, he's going places.
Can you imagine? Well, I didn't think the graffiti kids were paying any attention to politics and the state of the island address and all of that stuff. But anyway, that's not what I was. But there is the place you can go back to in the back road just before you get to the intersection, where you can take trashes from your house, like a pickup load of trashes, and drop it off there for like $7.50 a truckload.
Is it private or government?
Government.
Oh, wow.
GSWA. My God.
You're going to start something now. Everyone's heading over there.
I had no idea. Seriously, I had no idea. I mean, it's not like, I got rid of most of my crap after Mawar and took everything up to Teeds and hung out with those guys. When I found out how easy it was, I actually came back for more junk. I was asking the neighbors, hey, you got any junk? Come on. No, tell her to jump in. But we'll go and do that thing. But I have never had the opportunity to use it myself. And I got to say, for as much gas as I'll give GSW every once in a while, because the guys in the front office want to increase the prices and they want to go to compulsory service, etc. There's still got to be some place where you can go to take mattresses and box springs and just heavy, big plasticky things that you can't get rid of on your own. And I think that's absolutely cool. So about $7.50, I urge you to try it yourself. And if you got a neighbor that's got like junkie yard, you might want to mention to them that you heard me talking about this on Ray Gibson Show. 7:17 in the morning. Was I supposed to do something else? I feel like we're moving fast.
Yeah, moving fast.
Is it?
We usually move fast.
All right. Well, this is the portion where I take a look at what's going on in the markets, right?
Yes, sir.
I don't know if I can do that. It looks like the site. There it is. It's coming back to life, roaring back to life on the internet. That must be because Starlink is here. I'm just kidding. I didn't get it yet. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. So for you guys that got Starlinks, How did they get delivered? Did a DHL guy bring it by, or a FedEx guy, or US?
Drone.
Is Tammy Post Office going to bring me my Starlink? Inquiring minds will want to know. I got 7:18 in the morning. All right, all the markets are down here today. S&P 500 is off by about 25 points. NASDAQ dropped almost 120, and the Dow Jones Industrial Average 36,204. Not terrible, but off by 41 points. I got the FTSE down by 16. Nikkei is off by 200 points. Hang Seng Index is off 184. Bad day in Asia, huh? Shanghai Index is down by almost 9 points. I got the VIX up by, and the VIX always moves opposite the markets, and for the most part, the DAX is also up by 7.24 points here today. Looking to see if there's other information that you need to know. Were there any big winners? I'll just go with the S&P 500 and let you know who the big market movers were there. Bath and Body Works, IDEX Laboratories, Norwegian Cruise Lines, Estee Lauder, and Illumina Incorporated. Interesting, the Norwegian Cruise Lines, I don't think it's a Norwegian cruise line, but I was reading about a new one of these super cruisers that are out there. Dozens of restaurants, all kinds of gaming opportunities. There's something like 3 or 4 pools on board of it. It will hold about 7,500 passengers, and then there's a crew on this ship of about 3,500. And it will be, if not the largest, it will be the largest cruise liner to put to sea, and it's supposed to be making its debut splashes here before too much longer.
Sounds familiar.
Ooh, I got
largest ship ever.
Yeah, right. With a companionship out there. I wonder if it's getting star-studded celebrities on that, and movers and billionaires and that kind of thing on its maiden voyage between, I think it's Halifax, Nova Scotia, and no, I'm kidding. But take it if you are interested. There are a lot of people that do cruises here that listen to the program, and it looks like there will be another opportunity to do that. And I was looking at it, and it inspired me to take a look and see if there's any Japanese cruises that are around, and there are, believe it or not. I thought this was kind of interesting. There's a cruise that they're fairly regular too out of Japan. So you fly to Tokyo or Kyoto or someplace like that, and you don't stay in the hotel. You go right to the ship, and then for about 9 days or so, this is a little 9-day cruise. It takes you all the way around. It'll stop at a bunch of places, including, if you sign the right package, it'll stop in Busan, which is in Korea. So you can go to all of these Japanese harbors, and, you know, everybody knows Tokyo, everybody knows Osaka, but there's so many other different places in different regions in Japan. Food is different wherever you go. There's even the language is a little bit different wherever you go. So if you were thinking about maybe doing something like that, by all means, take a look on the internet for Japanese cruises and see what you come up with. Like $1,000, $1,200 for the entire excursion. And I think the only thing that you got to pay for is your booze. And it'll set you back. It'll set you back.
I hope the bartender is Isaac.
It's a Japanese Isaac. But one of them that I was looking at, there's a daily booze charge of about $65 per head. And
well, you could do that in an early morning, Ray.
Challenge accepted. Challenge accepted. I'm all in. What do you say? Some of the other numbers I like to look at here include the commodities. What have I got for oil? $73. And when I got to work this morning, it was $73 and about 8 cents. It has gone up to $73.33 for a barrel of West Texas crude. TAP is still frozen at $85 and about a nickel. If you're going to Japan, I urge you to take a look at these cruise deals because the yen is still fairly weak against the dollar. Your dollar will buy 147 yen, and I think that's going to go a long ways to making it feel like that 60-some-odd dollar booze credit might be worthwhile for you. Philippine peso at 55.38 pesos to the dollar, and the South Korean won weakening a bit, 1,311 won in exchange for your greenback. Real Joe, do you have a Bitcoin number?
41,728.
How much?
41,728.
Just the other day, it was like 38. What? It went from 38 to 47?
It did. No, 41,000.
41,000. Okay. That's still a bigger jump than I thought we were going to see here. That kind of
it's a big hop.
Is amazing. I was just talking to a guy. About Bitcoin, and he was talking about his massive Bitcoin investments. I said, "How many do you have?" I said, "I don't even have one." But every extra couple of bucks he gets, as you know, you can buy fractions of a Bitcoin. And he says, I'm just doing dollar cost averaging every single day, every chance I get, just to buy as much Bitcoin as possible, because he still feels like there's going to be things that are going to be happening with it. $41,000 Bitcoin. That question mark from somebody online. Jerome McDonald is asking about that. All right, we'll work on a couple of other numbers later. Before I get to anything else, I did want to spend some time with football scores, Real Joe. All right, I'm gonna go through all of it, and naturally I'm going to be pausing on some of my favorites. I got the Seattle Seahawks and the Cowboys game. That one was played last Friday, and as you know, it was a Cowboy victory, handy victory, 41-35. Colts over the Titans yesterday. That one went into overtime, 31-28. Falcons beat the Jets 13-8. I got the Lions over the Saints, 33-28. Sorry to trigger you, Keena. 22 for the Texans and 17 for the Broncos. So it looks like,
on, Broncos,
I know.
Come on.
Maybe just not their year. I don't know. One of the guys was already making the predictions. I think Kansas City versus the Eagles already in the Super in the Super Bowl.
They're already counting out the Niners, man.
Yeah, right. I got the Chargers over the Patriots. That one was 6-0. Why bother showing up, Patriots? Cardinals 24 over the Steelers 10. It was the Dolphins beating the Washington Redskins here 45-15. They would be the Commanders in there. I like to dead name them. That's what the kids call it.
You're rude.
Dead naming the Commanders. Commandos. What do we got here? The Buccaneers beat the Panthers just barely. That one was 21-18. San Francisco 49ers beat the Eagles. Handy victory, 42-19. Did he just say 42-19 on the radio? Yeah. And I've got a new badge to share with everybody. From Mark Cruz sent me this. God, family, the 49ers.
He is gold-blooded.
He is absolutely cold-blooded. That's funny. All right, where was I? Finishing up with the 49ers. Let me just go to the last couple of games here. Rams beat the Browns here 36-19. Packers over the Chiefs 27-19. And the Bengals and the Jaguars are going to be playing this morning at 11:15. I don't know if that one's worth getting out of bed for, brushing your teeth, but what the heck, if you were interested in a game of fat ball, that might be it. 7:25 in the morning on the Ray Gibson Show, and in a first in all of the years that we have been doing this, because of circumstances beyond our control, we will not be able to bring you Jerry Roberts and the Extra Point live. And I said, Jerry, what do I do? What do I do? He says, go and find one of the meaningful. We've got archives going back years. Go and find a meaningful Extra Point to share with the listeners. And I don't know if he prepared this one in honor of my birthday, but from May the 12th of 2023, here's today's Extra Point being brought to you by First Hawaiian Bank. Ray? Once in a while, I pick up on the musings of someone who's reached a certain station in life, and they post a list of the things that he or she has learned in their years on this planet. Sometimes that's 30 years or 50 or even more. Today, I've taken a few of those, added several more of my own, and I've got 13 life lessons worth considering. I'm subbing for Jerry Roberts, and that's next on the Extra Point.
Closer to your next adventure with the United credit card from First Hawaiian Bank. Every dollar spent can help you earn miles towards your upcoming trip. Earn 2 times the miles for $1 spent on gas, groceries, and United Airlines tickets. And earn 1 mile for every dollar spent on all other qualifying purchases. Plus, there's no expiration on the miles you've earned. Get on board with the First Hawaiian Bank United credit card. It all starts with yes. Terms and conditions apply. To learn more, visit any First Hawaiian Bank branch or go to fhb.com/United.
Half a day, this is Josh here at APL. Our expertise and extensive network can help you grow your business and reach out to more global markets. As a responsible carrier, APL is also committed to a sustainable future, whether it's protecting the environment or investing our efforts in giving back to the community. Our dedicated teams in Guam, Saipan, and on U.S. mainland are here to support you. Call 588-4651 or visit www.apl.com.
Jerry Roberts' 13 life lessons worth considering. Number 1, we yearn for joy and achievement, yet we learn from pain and failure. Some of us seem to have learned a lot more than others. Number 2, I am completely wrong about something I am sure I was right about. You are completely wrong about something you are sure you are right about. Neither one of us knows what it is, yet we're so sure of ourselves and our opinions. Number 3, nothing is more ill-advised or genuinely futile than building your life around what other people think of you. Repeat after me. What people think of me is none of my business. Number 4, accomplishments are fine. Relationships are better. Number 5, 99% of life is improvised, but learn how to make good plans anyway. Number 6, it is harder to hate someone face-to-face. Some people post unimaginably cruel, crude, obnoxious, and totally worthless things on social media, things they would never say face-to-face. If that person was standing next to you, or if your grandmother was behind you with a slipper in her hand, would you phrase things differently? Number 7, too many of us overestimate what we can do in a short period of time, while we totally underestimate or ignore what we can do over a longer period. What's compound interest for, anyway? Number 8, there's something you know that you should stop doing immediately. Even if you can't stop now or don't think you can, at least admit to yourself what it is. Number 9, there's something you know that you should start doing immediately, even if you start now or don't think you can, or at least admit to yourself what it is. See number 8 again. Number 10, we're not designed to stop playing just because we became adults. Find a way to play and have fun at work. Number 11, there's 3 kinds of friends. Those for a lifetime, those for a season, and those for a moment. They're all a gift. Don't get lost in regret that they can't be there for a lifetime. That being said, cherish those who are there for a lifetime and do whatever it takes to maintain those relationships. Did you have a special friend at a previous job or someone who's moved on from the place you work at now? When's the last time you talked with them? Why not do it today? Number 12, life isn't fair. There's always somebody who has advantages you wish you had. Maybe they're taller, thinner, better looking, better hair, smarter, richer, more popular, more articulate, more politically connected, funnier on the radio, better at making deals, life of the party, and more. It's okay. Don't be envious, because there's probably somebody looking at you and thinking the same thing. Finally, number 13, don't be envious. Nobody's life is perfect, and you probably have no idea what that other person is dealing with. And that's today's Extra Point. Be responsible. Make something good happen. For 93.3 in The Ray Gibson Show, I'm Ray Gibson, subbing for Jerry Roberts. He'll be back on the radio soon. It's 7:30 in the morning, and time for the 7:30-ish news, being brought to you by Half a Day Realty. That's Joe Dean and Libby and Saran and everybody want to make your real estate dreams come true. Maybe that is going to be a goal for you in 2024. Give them a ring now and find out what's up. 588-4232, or email them at halfadayrealty@gmail.com. Want to win big? Hit up BK. They're working with Coca-Cola. Want to make you a big winner for the holidays. One of 3 incredible prize packs are up for grabs soon. Details at BK, and there you rule. Now with the news and headers, here's Donna D. Donna, what did we miss?
Mariano Kinata, who was accused of dealing meth on Guam, has taken the prosecution's plea deal. The plea agreement was filed in district court on Thursday. Court documents state that in June 2019, Kinata sold 3.7 grams of meth for $1,500 to a buyer in Agate. He faces a maximum of 20 years in prison. And Dedido and Jigo experienced a power outage early this morning. GPA officials say Capris 1 tripped offline around 4:45. PD9 was secured earlier this morning to address a water leak. As of 6 o'clock this morning, 5 feeders were restored, but another set of feeders were shed due to insufficient generation capacity and were anticipated to be out for an hour. Generation capacity will increase as solar farms come online. An American and international air crews dropped about 84,000 pounds of donated food, clothing, and other useful items to remote islands around Micronesia as part of the 72nd Operation Christmas Drop. The push-off ceremony was held at Anderson yesterday. Air Force officials say about $70,000 worth of donations and another $250,000 worth of donated supplies were raised. And those were your local headlines. Back to Ray.
Wait. Interesting question up on the points. No, yeah, the Facebook thing. The visual, where everybody talks to each other. Yeah, Facebook Live. and there's an interesting question. Somebody had apparently been by Two Lovers Point and noted that there is no statue at the place anymore, and wondering where it is. The Two Lovers statue, that had fallen down in a storm, and somebody took it to the Massey. Which was where it was found by the barn houses.
I hope they didn't melt it down.
No, it was rescued, rehabilitated, and put back up over at Two Lovers Point. But it fell down again after Mawar. And somebody's asking where it is. It's in storage, if you will. And I might have a couple of pictures. If you're watching on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, The Point, whatever. I've got pictures of it kind of laying down in a storage area, and there's a picture of what would be the connection to the statue and the post that it stands on, and it sure looks like it could use some more repairs and rehabilitation. Other parts of it that are out there, and there's the long view, a little bit more of a longer view of what that is looking like and where it is. So the family that rescued it before has rescued it again. But they need help, and apparently they need attention. The people, the powers that be, don't seem to be all that interested in putting it all back together and putting it all back up on the site. And I don't think that's right. There might be a GoFundMe around here that I'll share with you before too much longer.
Are you serious?
Yeah. No, I'm serious.
Come on, it's one of our favorite legends.
Exactly. Well, they built a whole thing there, and it would be appropriate to have some kind of it was nice artwork that commemorate that legend. How do you know it's a legend? I think it happened. Some people maybe look back in the old police archives. Look for the two lovers,
responding officers report.
Two Lovers Point incident, I think, is what they refer to it as. At any rate, all joking aside, it still exists. It's still out there, and there is a group that wants to try to put it back up and restore it to its glory. But that's going to take some effort, time, and as I said, attention from the powers that be. Personally, I think they ought to take and drop it off in front of the governor's office and see what they can do with that. Private groups maybe have done enough. More on that a little bit later on, but you asked a question, and fortunately it's one of those questions that I actually know the answer to, and might be able to see if I can help get the appropriate attention from the powers that be that can have that restored. Now, the other companion question is, where's Chief Kipua? There's a whole circle there.
He's missing.
In the Canyon, the old Kipua Park, and he's got the guy on the pedestal there.
Maybe he's at Camp Blue.
Don't know. I don't know.
Out over there.
I don't think it's brass. I don't think it's really expensive metal, so I don't think it went anywhere. But the question is being begged: are we going to put that back up there? And the response should be: if we're not going to put it back up there, can we get rid of that stupid loop? Do we really need that loop anymore? I know, but do we need it? Is there any practical reason why that can't be a regular four-way stop? And the answer is no. No, we want you to go around that loop. Why? I don't know. Because we've been doing it since the 60s. But there ought to be and for God's sakes, we need better directions for the Korean drivers, because they will stop at that intersection and pull down their turn signal to make a left turn, even though they're not supposed to do that. Yeah. Because in most other places, that's what intersections do, is they let you make turns in the opposite direction instead of going around God's green earth in that loop. Anyway, 7:36 in the morning. Glad I got that off my chest. I'll be right back.
Hungry for a big meal? Meet your match in Chili's bundles with 3 bundles to choose from. Get 2 Chili's entrees with our bundles, starting at $30. Chili's bundles delivers big on all the flavors you crave. The Tex-Mex bundle serves south of the border flavors like bacon ranch or brisket quesadilla, or Chipotle fresh Mex bowl and tacos. Indulge in the classic bundle of the humongous bacon rancher burger and a fajita combo. Got a bigger appetite? Go for the banger bundle with a half rack of ribs and honey Chipotle sirloin. Plus, each bundle comes with chips and salsa for starters. At Chili's, more life and delicious bundles happen here.
Need a new look for the holidays? Or just want to pamper yourself? Studio 211 offers a variety of services to make you look good and feel great this holiday season. Studio 211 is having a 20% off special on full highlight services Tuesday and Wednesday only. For more info, call 671-637-4536 or 4537 to book your appointment, or visit us at the Micronesia Mall next to the theaters. Studio 211, serving the people of Guam for 43 years.
Portions of the program here brought to you by our friends over at Beyond the Box. BTB time is 7:37 in the morning. Do you got somebody on your list that is super hard to shop for? Go to Beyond the Box, buy yourself something, because you're not hard to shop for. I know you know exactly what you want for Christmas, and it's never too early to Christmas yourself. They got all the new MacBooks and the Airs and the iPads and all kinds of shapes and sizes, iPhone 15s and whatever the latest flavor is of the Apple Watches. But they can also hook you up with gift certificates. They've done it for me before. They can do it for you as well by Beyond the Box, first floor of the Micronesia Mall, 738. And we jump into traffic. I got the traffic gizmo on screen here this morning and not seeing a whole lot of crazy traffic. Just the usual stuff down in Ipao and then ugly traffic on Route 3 trying to get past the Guam Regional Medical City onto Marine Corps Drive. Once you're there, though, straight shot. Everything is looking good. Southbound Marine Corps Drive from that intersection past the Micronesia Mall all the way into the Tamuning area. Just basic intersection traffic right now. If you're going on Route 16 to get somewhere, you might run into traffic over at the intersection up by Ocean Vista, that 76 Circle K. And then the rest of it is clean right up until you get past Super Happy Mart. Then you're going to have some traffic meeting up with traffic already on Route 8. Tiny bit of traffic on Route 10 and 10 and 15 starting to run a little bit busy. Route 8, tiny bit of dogging out traffic on the roadways in the usual spots. Maybe seeing some of the same thing on Route 4. Otherwise, once you're in the downtown Agutnia area, you should be G2G. Good to go. What else do we got for you? Anything all the way down to Big Navy and Sumai. Tiny bit of traffic over at the intersection of 1 and 2. It's 7:39. Right now, traffic playing on the point.
Santa's coming and things are looking up. Bank Pacific has rolled out Rudolph's favorite My Christmas Loan with the annual percentage rate as low as 7.49% and up to $50,000. And with our Bank Pacific contactless Visa debit card, you have the flexibility of using your money when you want, where you want. My Christmas Loan, contactless Visa debit card. Let's make Christmas season merrier in 23. Equal opportunity lender, credit conditions apply. Merry Christmas from Bank Pacific.
For all your real estate needs, call the professionals at Hoffaday Realty. Jody, Saran, Libby, and Lolita, and they'll take care of you on every step of the real estate process. No worries. Just contact Hoffaday Realty at 588-4232 or 588-HOFFA or email them at hoffadayrealty@gmail.com. They're at 426 Challenge San Antonio, Suite 204 in Tamuning. Open Monday through Friday, 10 to 4. Hoffaday Realty for all your real estate needs.
All right, 20 away from the top of the hour. I know you looked at those pictures and heard me talking about the dilapidated condition of the Two Lovers Point statue. It's not that bad. It just needs a little polish it up and put some new parts on the bottom. You know, you've got a couple of guys with credit cards over at Home Depot. We fixed that thing in a little bit, but you still got to figure out the connections that need to be made. Now, I've said this many, many times. Former Governor Carl T.C. Gutierrez does not work for me. But he is now in possession of the pictures that I showed, and perhaps the guys over at GVB might be able to call somebody that's got some welding and those kinds of skills, and might be able to put the thing back up a little bit. And I don't know, I'd put some cables, right, so it doesn't fall down again in a typhoon. Maybe they'd put it on like a hinge or something like that. So when big storms come, you can just like fold the thing over like a ham radio antenna. I don't know. 20 away from the top of the hour and 20 days away from Christmas. The Christmas countdown being brought to you by my friends over at thebougiebooney.com and the World Wide Web. For those of you that are so bougie you don't know how to spell it, B-O-U-J-I-E, Booney spelled the usual way, bougiebooney.com and the World Wide Web. And what do they do? Katie takes great care of dogs, basically. It's a groomer. She runs a salon for dogs. I'm sure she could do people in a pinch, but, you know, it's getting busy what with all the ads running and everything. So if you got a desire to go and make an appointment, set your browser to thebougiebooney.com of the World Wide Web and make yours today.
Bringing you closer to the action. Any speaker, anytime. Watch and listen live on ThePOINT.gu.
Well, this is something to look forward to. We've decided at the radio station at Christmas ourselves a Starlink package. So we've got the subscription taken care of, and what is it, $60 a month, and 600 some odd dollars in the equipment. And I'm just wondering how it gets here. My friend was saying when he went by a DHL place to get his Starlink, there were like 20 other guys there at the same time that were getting their Starlink packages as well. So I thought, was that the way it's going to come? I mean, we got DHL account. I know the lady over at DHL. Maybe they're going to bring it in that way, or apparently for I don't want to say this, VIP customers, the elite here. I mean, we're talking Josh Tenorio class elite. For those of you that are in that very, very small category, apparently it will be dropped off in a Tesla. So you've got that to look forward to. Is that one of the members of the Ariola family?
No, that's Elon Musk of the Marianas.
Hey, no,
Uncle Simon.
Simon. The Elon Musk of the Marianas.
I like to think so.
Apparently, Musk is in trouble. Never mind what some have referred to as anti-Semitic comments that he made on X. Apparently,
I saw it.
Apparently, he's apparently in trouble for saying that Taylor Swift looks like what's his name, Napoleon from the movie
Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah. With makeup on. and I showed a picture earlier, and I might get it up on the screen again because I cannot shake that image. It was funny as hell, and I think it's going to be funny forever. Now I've got this up online since we've already started in kind of an offensive mode here today. I've got this. Somebody sent me this. It's Taco Tuesday. I want to talk about Jesus? Let us pray. And then it goes to quote Mark 16-15. Yeah, so I'll find out what that's all about. 7:43. Is really Simon on the line?
Yeah, I called him.
Buenas noches, Simon Sanchez. Always a delight talking with you, and I just wanted to go over a couple of things that I'm learning about Hawaii today. And you think that there's pressure on us with our utilities? Absolutely crazy what's going on out there. They're doing something with different times of day and different kilowatt hour charges based on the time of day.
Okay, yeah, all right, that's very possible. But it's a common model used. And by the way, in Hawaii, it's privately owned. So when people debate privatization of GPA, talk to the people in Hawaii and make sure that's what you want.
Right, and a report from Center Squared that says that Hawaii has the highest electricity prices in the United States, second highest gas prices in the country, and they're about to take a 50% hike in the water rates. In there. I'll get that numbers here in just a second. But yeah, I mentioned this on the air a little bit earlier. Daytime kilowatt hour charge on Oahu is 17 cents. When you get home in the afternoon, somewhere between 5 and 9, that rate goes up to 52 cents per kilowatt hour. That's significant. It makes it so you don't want to cook anymore.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the effect of solar and wind that they have during the day. Like during the day, our solar farms help eliminate or reduce load shedding, and solar farms are running 10 to 13 cents a kilowatt hour versus the 23, 25 cents for the LEAC.
Mm-hmm.
So you love the pricing, but it's not 24/7 reliable. And then when it goes offline because the sun is set, you go back and turn on generators, and you can see even Hawaii struggles with trying to keep power affordable in isolated grids located, miles away from anywhere else. So it's a challenge to keep utilities on in islands, and we, you read about it in Hawaii, you read about it here. But I think we're going in the right direction. We need Ukudu to get built. That's going to reduce our fuel usage, when that will reduce our power bill. Solar farms reduce our fuel usage. That reduces our power bill. And the combination, once Ukudu is up, that will return the reliability to what we all expect it to be.
Well, having the solar, I'm not nuts about the aesthetics of it, but having solar helped us stave off load shedding. As you know, Cabras 1 went down. There's a PD unit that's got a water leak that they've got to attend to, and so things look like there was going to need to be load shedding early this morning. However, the sun came up, and the solar farms were able to pick up the slack, and I think the power might have been restored virtually everywhere today. I'm looking at some of these other rates, and they are scalable by island. So if you live on Oahu, a lot of customers, et cetera, 52 cents per kilowatt hour between 5 p.m. and 9 p.m. On Hawaii Island, the Big Island, it is 62 cents per kilowatt hour.
Right. So, so one of the challenges, if you break it up by day part, you're going to have very cheap daytime and very expensive peak time. So those are the kinds of trade-offs and balances we have to wrestle with. But it's a lot easier when Ukudu comes up because we're going to use so much less fuel in general. We're going to cut from 2 to 1.5, 1.4, almost in half. That lowers the power bill, and then you have Ukudu being far more reliable than Cabras, and we can finally retire them all. That's the big picture. That's where we're going. And it's just unfortunate. It's been delayed for reasons that no one could have stopped, appointed, or elected, right? It's just sometimes things happen, right? And the good Lord says, I'm intervening. Tough. Be strong.
Well, we kind of understand, what the pressures are on us here when we start talking about it. Let me shift over to GWA. Honolulu Board of Water Supplies adopted a rate hike over 50%. The board of directors Monday voted 5-1. Board members seeking to approve a 5.5-year water rate schedule that will see higher rates phased in, 10% in February next year, 10% hike later in the same year, in July 1st, and then every year after that there will be increased rates until 2029, but it's going to be 50% overall. Now, I know hours and compliance issues, age of the system, and all the different methods that we use to get water out of the ground or out of the rivers and into the customer's spigots. What's the deal in Hawaii? Why are they facing such a massive increase in rates? Do you know?
So my guess is, the biggest chunk of the rate increases of the last 20 years on Guam have been for wastewater. The Agate wastewater plant is $70 million. If I recall, I was just looking at the consent decree we signed in 2003. Even Attorney General Doug Moreland signed. And he admitted to the federal government and to the court that GWA, under the appointed board, had failed to comply with federal law, and that we would enter in a consent decree. And that's led to 21 years, $1 billion of investment in fixing primarily wastewater. We remember the outfalls used to leak right near Agania. Well, we extend them out a mile and a half and thousands of feet deeper. But we had to do all of them up north and in central. We built the Agate wastewater treatment plant. We're upgrading all the wastewater pump stations. We got everyone that works at GWA to be certified to operate. When we took over 21 years ago, there were no certified operators. GWA was a dumping ground for politicos to tell appointed boards, hey, put my cousin there at GWA or at GPA. That's what happened under the appointed board, and we all agreed. Doug Moreland, the CCU, GWA said, look, we will come into compliance. The appointed board did not lead us into compliance. We will fix it. And we did, in the last 20 years, what should have been done in the 40 years of appointed boards before we stepped in. That's why the legislature went to an elected board, because they realized you can't be more accountable than to be elected by the people of Guam. And by electing CCU members, you have a wastewater and water system that now is in compliance. We're not sending hanamtaki into the ocean. We were sending 10, 12 million gallons a day of hanamtaki into the ocean in 2002. And the water wasn't safe to drink. We were having boil water notices all the time.
I recall.
So that had to end. And we all agreed, from Doug Moreland, the CCU, and the government of Guam, we all agreed it had to end. In fact, what struck me was interesting is Doug Moreland signed off that the CCU was legally empowered to authorize GWA to sign the consent decree. So CCU was organic in 2005. But now he's saying they're not organic in 2020.
Did I bring that up? Did I start?
Was he lying?
Did I start that, or did Elon Musk of the Marianas start it?
Yeah, was he lying to the court in 2003, or is he just lying to the people now, or is he just incompetent?
I love Tuesdays. Oh no!
So you're not sending in the Christmas card?
I appreciate that.
I just came from the gym where the power was out for 45 minutes, but as you can tell, I'm a little pumped up.
Apparently. Speaking of wants to pump you up, and I don't know where this is going to go. It's been interesting, back and forth. Will Parkinson has introduced a piece of legislation over the last 24 hours or so, Bill 206, which will add additional relief for ratepayers, another 3 months of relief starting in January of 2024. What do you think the chances of this surviving legislative scrutiny and then scrutiny of ADLU?
Well, that's above my pay scale, but as you know, the legislature and the governor have given back, I think we're up to $75 million in money directly to ratepayers. He wants to extend it even further. And as you know, every time we have revenue, because we've had record revenues for the last 3 or 4 years thanks to the federal spending on Guam, eliminated the deficit, have 50, 60 million to give back to ratepayers. If the legislature and the governor can find the money, I mean, we'll be glad to pass it on to the ratepayers. I mean, they could use the help. But I'll leave that up to the 15 senators and the current governor and the governor candidate to decide.
I got to get that. I got to sneak that in. Well, I don't know. I wonder where it's going to. I think the timing, and I got to give him some props for thinking about it in these terms. Is it's going to be January of 2024, and the possibility that the Consolidated Commission on Utilities and the PUC will move forward with new rates, new LEAC rates for the Guam Power Authority. And I thought maybe the idea to maybe hold off on the additional burden for the ratepayers was going to be well received.
Well, they might, and the LEAC gets adjusted February 1st. It's before the PUC now. They'll decide between now and January 31st. They always want to wait to see if updated information. But as you know, the LEAC changes when oil changes. We do it twice a year. That's been going on since you and I were much, much, much younger. And that's just reacting to the high cost of oil, which is why we want generators and solar that uses less oil so we can get away. The best hedge against oil prices is to use less of it. And that's what we're focused on with UKUDU and renewables. And so if the legislature can find the money to subsidize it, we all vote yes.
Yeah.
But they have to balance the checkbook because the hospital with an appointed board, we can't even decide where to put it. Our schools have struggled, and 2/3 of the school board is appointed. So anyone that wants to go back to an appointed board and go back to the days in which GPA and GWA were run by an appointed board really needs to look at the facts of how badly it was run, what we inherited at the elected CCU, and how much better things are today, even with the frustration of load shedding that's going on. But to throw away all the other progress because of one small area of inconvenience that is being addressed, look, that's the debate that Senator Parkinson has created with his bill to go back to an appointed board that created this whole mess in the first place.
Yeah, well, you know where I stand on that one. Don't agree with everything that Doug is talking about, and certainly when it comes to the elimination of the Consolidated Commission on Utilities, I've never been a fan of that. I have to agree. I see the GWA trucks and the GPA guys that get to my house at 4:00 in the morning when something trips off at 3:00 in the morning. It's just a whole lot better now than it ever was before. 7:55. I'll talk to you pretty soon. You have a great Tuesday.
You too, Ray. Thanks so much.
All right, 888-8255-888-TALK from the Consolidated Commission on Utilities. There is Simon Sanchez. Lots to unpack in that conversation, and still waiting on an update on what's going on with Cabras and the PD units that are down right now. For those of you that woke up late this morning, their power went out. There was a problem, and you might not have noticed it because the sun came up and the solar fields got energized, and that is going to contribute to laying off load shedding for hopefully the remainder of the day. But I want to make sure that all of my evening plans are not sullied by the specter of load shedding. 888-8255-888-TALK. Who's on the phone?
Frank the Blade. I mean the Crank.
All right, Frank the Crank. Matsu's on
Not the Blade.
online. All right.
Sorry, Frank.
With his Shinarp and Synexi lives, I feel like I'm some kind of a celebrity or something like that. Frank and I got together for a little bit just last night. He was on an errand, and so I'm congratulating him and everything. The first time we'd had a chance to see each other in real time, and before he drove away, he puts in front of me one of his folding blades, and I got to tell you what, the jealous does not begin to describe how people are thinking of me this morning. Everybody going crazy because I got one, and now they want one. Are you sold out already, Frank?
Man, my pocket knife and my Japanese chef knife is sold out. I have a German steel chef knife that's, I think I have only like 8 left. But I believe the local shop at a Ganya shopping center, they may have like 2 or 3 left of each. So
can you let me know when you find out? Because I got a feeling that there are going to be people saying these make the perfect gift for Christmas. I'm going to Christmas myself one of these knives if I can get my hands on it. So obviously the question is the statement, understatement is that this venture is a success. And so now that you are faced with the selling out of the entire first incredible truckload of knives order, when's the next set going to be coming in?
Wow, I'm not even thinking. I'm not even thinking about that. But shipping and mailing right now during the holidays is rough, right? So to try to get something in before Christmas right now is gonna be tough. I'm
airplane it, bro. Never mind Surface. You want to DHL that, bro?
I know. Well, yeah. No. That's the only way that I would get it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see. I'll contact my manufacturer and see if I could get a couple more blades in. But man, I'm just so grateful, man. What a great venue. You know, it's just been so scary launching this thing, and you know, I would be victim to it, to not getting a knife because I'm such a last-minute Christmas shopper.
Yes. Well, well, let Sarah do it then.
Huh?
Let your wife do it.
Dude, we're both really bad. We're day of. We're day of.
Day of. the kids, give the kids some money. They'll take care of it. Anyway, 7:57 in the morning. So congratulations, bro, on the fast sale. I knew it was going to happen, and I'm glad I shotgun mine early. And for everybody else, you know, just hope that that you might be able to get it back and you know, get another shipment sometime soon. Can you do a direct buy with your manufacturer? Is there any way that you can set it up so I don't even need to talk to you and just, you know, send some money to the manufacturer and let them make it and then send it back to me?
Not right now because they're small quantity orders. Like a lot of them are custom made, you know, to my liking. So I was just very fortunate that my manufacturer is able to give me small minimum order quantities, you know. So whoever has that one is just gonna have that one, you know. And then I'm gonna be coming out with my next set. Hey, wahoo season and mahi season's coming up if they're not catching already. So some fillet knives, you know, and I know there's a lot of people that smoke a lot of meat, so I have like a lot of different carving knives. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be great.
I think it's fun already. I'm having a good time just with the concept and the conversation. You know how you take yourself and evolve your brand. And there's a marketing lesson here for those of you in marketing school at the University of Guam or online or whatever. There is a marketing lesson. This guy started out in a ring and doing some fighting and was able to propel himself and the Crank brand into now the Shinarp and Sinexi lives. Always wonder what's going to be next. So let us know. Can we go to a website and pre-order knives?
I believe I'm going to be doing that next. You know, if you visit Blades by Crank, I just urge everyone to email because I send out news with updates, new products, and new. I even run polls to see what kind of knives or blades people would need. So yeah, visit bladesbycrank.com. It's up and see actually what's left on the inventory. I believe I have like 20 cleavers left.
Dude, you can do tangin' with that.
Yeah, you can.
I like that. I like that. Brad, I got to run. I got the news coming up. So it's what's it? Blades by Crank?
Bladesbycrank.com.
All right, Brad. You have a fantastic day. Hugging a kiss to the family. I'll see you soon.
See you later, guys.
Here comes Fox News.
Request for more than $100 billion in aid to Israel, Ukraine, and the Indo-Pacific. Some Republicans continue to press for immigration reform to be tied to that package.
Immigration should be debated and addressed. But if Republicans want to raise the issue of immigration right now, the onus is on them to present us with bipartisan ideas.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says defending democracy is at stake in aid for Ukraine and Israel. Immigration policies, including asylum and detention, are under consideration as part of a possible deal. The White House declining to answer questions about Florida Democrats only allowing President Biden on their March primary ballot and not his two Democratic challengers, Marianne Williamson and Congressman Dean Phillips. Spokeswoman Karine Jean-Pierre referring questions to the Biden campaign. Republican Party Chair Ronna McDaniel telling Fox News.
They're saying that the Republicans are a threat to democracy. Well, we're having our process play out. We're not putting our thumb on the scale. They're making sure that Biden is bubble wrapped. They're guaranteeing it.
Meantime, North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum suspends his Republican campaign for president while criticizing the RNC's debate qualifications. At the height of the holiday shopping season, a Macy's store is closed in Philadelphia after a deadly stabbing earlier today when a suspect accused of stealing hats returned a short time later and attacked two security guards, killing one.
As far as this establishment here, Macy's, unfortunately, is one of the locations in Center City that has experienced one of the highest levels of retail theft.
Philadelphia's interim police commissioner John Stanford says the suspect fled into the subway and was arrested with the help of transit police. Macy's says it's heartbroken and the store will remain temporarily closed for the investigation. America is listening to Fox News.
People are saying the future looks uncertain.
Jobs, education, even our health.
Everything seems harder now.
They wonder if we're up to the challenges we're all facing.
We don't. We share in the proud history of our island and people.
We share the drive to serve and make life better for all of us.
We all share the will to overcome and succeed.
With part-time service in the Guam Army National Guard, you can share that too.
Join Guam's next greatest generation.
Contact us at 671-969-5967 or visit nationalguard.com/Guam to find out more.
Sponsored by the Guam Army National Guard and this station.
Hafide, this is Kayla from APL Guam. Here at APL, our expertise and extensive network can help you grow your business and reach out to more markets. As a responsible carrier, APL is also committed to a sustainable future, whether it's protecting the environment or investing our efforts in giving back to the community. Our dedicated team in Guam and the U.S. mainland are here to support you. Call 588-4651 or visit apl.com.
Renewed fighting in Gaza for a fourth day.
Intense bombing of the southern Gaza city of Han Yunis continues as an IDF general says operations in the northern Gaza Strip are nearing an end. IDF soldiers are going door to door, clearing out Hamas terrorists.
Fox's Nate Foy in northern Israel. The White House says Hamas ended the temporary truce last week by failing to return women hostages who should have been part of that deal. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan also says the U.S. is consulting with other countries about attacks on commercial ships in the Red Sea by Iran-backed rebels in Yemen.
We have made clear that the entire world needs to step up together, not the U.S. alone, but all of us working together to deal with this emerging challenge that the Houthis present, backed by Iran. We are going to take appropriate action in consultation with others.
He also defends the U.S. response so far to drone and rocket attacks by Iran proxies targeting U.S. forces in Iraq and Syria. Negotiators are supposed to wrap up final details of draft rules for artificial intelligence in Europe this week, but talks have been complicated by the sudden rise of generative AI. The AI Act, first suggested for the EU back in 2019, was expected to be the world's first such comprehensive regulations, but now faces a last-minute fight over how to govern systems underpinning general-purpose AI services. A pop star hits a career milestone again.
Taylor Swift has broken yet another record, with Billboard over the weekend announcing that she is the first living artist to have 5 albums concurrently in the top 10 of the Billboard 200 albums chart. In the latest list, 1989 Taylor's version, Midnight's, Folklore, Lover, and Speak Now Taylor's version are all featured. The only other artist to achieve that feat was Prince, immediately following his death.
Fox's Anna Eliopoulos. I'm Lisa Brady. This is Fox News.
LimeAway is the expert hard water cleaner that provides solutions to your lime, calcium, and rust stains. It's scientifically proven to eliminate lime scale deposits, leaving your home clean from hard water stains, bathtub, bathroom tiles, shower doors, sinks, and toilet bowl stains. LimeAway can eliminate them all. Get your bottle of LimeAway at your nearest mom and pop store and never be embarrassed by those ugly stains again. LimeAway, distributed by Cosmos Distributing.
Do you or a loved one suffer from severe joint, muscle, or bone pain? Do you currently suffer from autoimmune conditions such as gout, lupus, or rheumatoid arthritis? If so, Guam Regional Medical City is here to help. GRMC is pleased to welcome Dr. Tirakanok, Guam's only rheumatology provider. For more information, visit grmc.gu or contact GRMC's referral office at 671-633-GRMC. That's 671-633-4762.
Everyone has a busy schedule these days, and sometimes we forget to schedule our routine dental checkup and cleaning. Don't neglect your dental health. Schedule one today with Dr. Robert Yang and his Smile team, conveniently located at the East West Business Center on Marine Drive, Upper Tumon. Call us today at 647-8702 or 3. Again, that's 647-8702 or 647-8703. We make smiles happen.
Your 8 o'clock local news is brought to you by Nambo Insurance. Skip the line, pay online. It's fast, easy, and secure. Visit nambo.com for more information.
Alpha Day, it's 8:06. I'm Donna DeJesus with a look at your local news on The Point. Jurors in Nikita Uggin's drunk driving Jerry Kitchen trial will be questioned about misconduct. A motion to interrogate witnesses continued in Superior Court yesterday afternoon. Uggin is facing a misdemeanor DWI charge for driving a red Jeep into Jerry Kitchen in 2021. Her trial began last November but has had several delays, including now after it was brought to defense attorney David Lujan's attention that a juror may have spoken to a third party about the case. Witness Patrick Indalecio was discovered to have made posts on social media that he had a friend who was a juror in Uggin's trial. In his testimony, Indalecio denied making the posts, asserting his account had been hacked before attorneys came to the conclusion that he may have perjured himself and was not credible. Jurors will be called in to be questioned in a sealed proceeding. And the Guam Education Board directed the GDOE superintendent to ask the legislature to waive the 180 instructional day mandate for this school year. The board recently approved the current school year calendar and confirmed that the instructional day mandate would not be met for some public school students, particularly those on double session and alternating schedules. Board member Lou Beneventi adds that schools did not open on time because of the closures from public health inspections. If a waiver is not granted by the legislature, the board noted that there are options to meet the mandate, such as extending the school year or adding minutes to the school days, but it would require funding. More news after this.
Go green, go hybrid, go to Nanbo Insurance, and your next power bill is on us. Insure your hybrid car at Nanbo and get up to $350 towards your next power bill. That's instant savings for keeping our island clean and green. Nanbo has been providing Guam with over 50 years of reliable and affordable auto insurance. At Nanbo, it pays to go green. Terms and conditions apply. Visit nanbo.com or call 477-9754 for details.
The Guam Medical Association invited senators to an informal discussion event at the Hyatt Sunday night. Co-organizer Dr. Juan Nguyen says one top recommendation would be to require employers to provide mandatory health insurance for their middle-class workers who don't qualify for Medicare or MIP. Another key suggestion is to have public health's community health centers run by a physician and perhaps even have those services privatized. A third priority is to address the severe nursing shortage. Nguyen says that there are just 5 professors for UOG's nursing program, which is well short of what's needed. About 10 senators or their staff representatives showed up to the event. GMA is planning more such events to keep the dialogue going. And a former Guam resident is vying for the title of the greatest baker. Former Sinajana resident Leilina Rivera Taitino and her family moved to Las Vegas in 2002. She's reaching out to her island home for help as she is part of the Greatest Baker competition. Voting will determine who will share their work in Bake From Scratch magazine, win $10,000, and meet renowned baker Buddy Valastro of Cake Boss fame. Taitino graduated from the Culinary Art Institute of Las Vegas with an Associate of the Arts in Baking and Pastry in 2015. This is her second go at the competition. You can vote once a day at greatestbaker.com/2023/Leilina-Taitino. For a small donation, you can earn extra votes. The money supports families with pediatric cancer through the Be Positive Foundation. And those are your top stories. Now back to Ray with the weather.
All right. Thanks for the reminder. I forgot where I was. Headed. There's so many things that I've got to talk. I was talking about earlier in the program. Something I came across on the internet, which is the announcement, notice that one of the largest cruise ships in the world will be taking to sea sometime very, very soon, and just kind of get you thinking about the opportunities. Well, Jerry Perez was listening to the broadcast and sent me a picture of a cruise ship that he is on now, called the Norwegian Viva. And I put this up. I put a version of this up on. Yes.
No, you stop it right now.
Was that Mario Kart? I'm
There's like Mario Kart. Yeah, the Norwegian
I'm Wallace. Is that Ringo Starr?
There are bars and salons and boutiques and restaurants and places where you can just lay out in the sun and drink a cold beer. I mean, it is the lap of luxury, if you will. He's actually on board this right now, and he says just a short 6 days to the Bahamas. And
nice.
Oh, geez.
Nice,
Yeah.
Mr. Perez.
Yeah.
Enjoy yourself, man. You deserve it.
You've absolutely earned it, and there might be some narrations going on, but I really think that, and I'll throw this out there, guys. If we dream it, we can do it. I've been talking a lot about about my Ray Gibson Agania master plan. And I give it to you for free. You don't have to pay. You don't have to pay.
You almost made me spit my coffee out, man.
It's okay. But, it's a new and rehabilitated again with a beautiful state-of-the-art stadium. And recreational facilities all over the place, and Fisherman's Co-op. Well, that's just a part of like a boutique center that would be built up. I go by there every once in a while. You see these Japanese, and they're getting ready to parasail or go out on a boat or something like that, and they're literally under a tarp. On what might be somebody's, they found some bleachers somewhere, and it's just, it's like, wow, hello third world, and I'm going, you know what we need to have? We need to have like a house, a big thing, like a mall-y looking thing, where they can wait in air conditioning, maybe buy themselves some new bikinis. Because, Japanese, they wear the Minnie Mouse things. Maybe I'm thinking, something that's got a little bit more sex appeal on it. Yeah. So
like a Lahaina town down there.
Yeah. Just the ones that come all the way up the I don't want to say crack. But you know where I was headed.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, God, do I know.
So and like someplace to go and get some coffees. We'd throw an infusion or something like that in there and get some sandwiches and some fruit and lots of brass and that kind of thing. That's what I kind of dream about there. And then one of the things that they would be waiting for, in addition to parasailing or maybe going out there on a dolphin cruise or something like that, maybe we would do that and they would leave there and get on a cruise ship. A cruise ship.
Yes.
Catch the ride from Guam. Maybe one of these things that comes up through the Pacific Islands and down from Japan or South Korea or something like that, and it would pull right up to. Don't tell anybody it's a sewage treatment plant. We'd come up with we'd camouflage
plant flowers.
Febreze. We'll Febreze the thing like you wouldn't believe it, and we would have them pull kind of right up to that and be able to get in and get out. Work with the Army Corps of Engineers, figure out what's going to take them. It's not like we have to have the biggest one in the world coming by here because they don't ply the waters of the Pacific, but there are a number of cruise lines out of, the aging population. That's what they want to do is just, run around the Pacific. I just think that, we are too fast to say no to things. And as far as I know, there's no fault there. We don't have an earthquake fault in the area.
That's good, man.
That's anyway. So there's one less thing. I'm sure somebody will fret about parking, and then what's the salt spray? Yes, because it's in the ocean. There's salt spray there. Where was I? Dreaming. That's where I was. Isolated showers in today's forecast. Look out for mostly sunny skies. Daytime highs today should be about 88 degrees. Winds out of the east to 16 miles an hour. We will see today gusts up as high as 21. Tomorrow, maybe some gusts a little bit in the same range. Isolated showers and partly cloudy skies tonight. Mostly sunny tomorrow. Mostly cloudy tomorrow night. And they say that mostly cloudy from Wednesday night's going to stick around through Thursday, bringing partly sunny skies with it. With a heat index, it'll feel like 90 degrees, about a 30% chance of rain. Riptide warnings in effect right now. Sunset was at 6:30 this morning, and we all get to watch the sun go down tonight. Did I say sunset was at 6:30? It is? No, I got to make sure I said the correct words here. Sunrise was at 6:30. Sunset will be at 5:52. Hashtag tell the others. There it is. News and weather together on The Point.
Hungry for a big meal? Meet your match in Chili's Bundles with 3 bundles to choose from. Get 2 Chili's entrees with our bundles, starting at $30. Chili's Bundles delivers big on all the flavors you crave. The Tex-Mex Bundle serves south-of-the-border flavors like bacon ranch or brisket quesadilla, or Chipotle Fresh Mex Bowl and tacos. Indulge in the classic bundle of the Humongous Bacon Rancher Burger and a fajita combo. Got a bigger appetite? Go for the Banger Bundle with a half rack of ribs and honey chipotle sirloin. Plus, each bundle comes with chips and salsa for starters. At Chili's, more life and delicious bundles happen here. Boss, I got run over by a forklift.
Boss, I crashed a company truck.
What do we do? Our warehouse and inventory are gone.
Hi, this is Dave Silva from AB Risk Solutions, and it's time for Risk 101. Everything you just heard are examples of risk your businesses can face. Our job is to ask the hard what-if questions and teach you how to reduce your exposures and help you recover if things go sideways. We've got decades of experience in Micronesia working with businesses big and small. Call AB Risk Solutions today at 777-2668 for a free inspection and quote.
AB Risk Solutions, formerly known as Aon.
This is the Ray Gibson Show. Portions brought to you by APL, American President Lines. They're delivering the future. Also being brought to you by NissanGuam.com and the World Wide Web. You know, my buddy Dave, after being, as he said, loyal to another car manufacturer for all of his adult life, says, you know, Ray keeps talking about this Frontier. I think I'm going to go buy one. And he did. Now, I want you to go and at least test drive one over at Nissan Guam and learn why it is quickly becoming Guam's favorite pickup truck. Lots of different platforms and trims that you can select from, but all of them have the same kind of super safe, super tough DNA built in by Nissan. 310 horsepower. It's got towing capabilities you will not believe. Tires that'll handle anything, any kind of terrain you want to throw at it. This thing will get you in and get you out. Super safety features around there, around the view monitor, rear automatic braking. And I tell you what, you get used to it. You get used to it. I told you I went to the Harmon dump thing, and I had this big bed frame or something like that in it, and I had to open the bed of the door of the bed to fit everything on the inside, and that's where the camera was. So when I put the car in reverse because I can back in, I couldn't back in because I couldn't see where I was going. I got used to the cameras. Actually had to have the guy do a mom back for me, and you can find people do mom back for you. And these guys going to back you up on the deal. Truck Envy Israel, get pre-qualified and find out about financing at NissanGuam.com.
Rediscover talk radio here. It's the Ray Gibson Show. Call now, 888-TALK. That's 888-8255.
So yesterday, when I was dreaming about my super fangled, incredible plans for a kind of state-of-the-art downtown area where we've got state-of-the-art facilities down there. Great place to go and get your fresh fish and sashimi, and a nice place for the tourists and obviously the locals to go and hang out there. Air conditioning, a little shopping, a little bit of dining, some coffee or something like that. Right there in what ought to be one of the swankiest places that we've got on Guam, but Boat Basin doesn't look all that different from when it was first constructed back in the 1960s. Now, in that conversation, we had some time with Manny Duenas on the radio yesterday, and we probably could have gone all morning talking about fishing and the co-op and that kind of thing. He took a minute to acknowledge something that he was seeing down there by the Boat Basin, and that is the number of visitors, tourists that see the boonie dogs down there and want to pet them and get pictures with them and all of that. Most people on Guam don't realize just how kawaii everybody in the world thinks that our boonie dogs are, especially the cute little lowriders. I mean, you lose your mind when you see those kinds of so kawaii. It's pictures and whatever. And I thought, there ought to be a petting zoo down there with dogs and whatever else that we have. And then Vanessa Chargaloff says, I have petting zoo. I know how to do that. I already have one of those kinds of things. And I thought, well, this will make an interesting couple of phone calls. So Vanessa's on the line. Good morning, Vanessa. What's the name of the outfit you're with?
Hi, good morning, Ray. It's Goats and Giggles.
Goats and Giggles.
Yes, we're a mobile petting zoo. But I have my son here, Christian, and he's going to talk on our behalf, please.
Oh, I don't have a problem with that. Let's get him on the line, and maybe he can help me out with some pictures. Good morning, Kristen.
Good morning. Good morning. How's it going?
Fantastic. Good to hear from you. So this is like a full-on family gig, huh?
Absolutely. Yeah, moms, pops, sisters, my kids, wife, family.
I like this. How did this come about? This mobile petting zoo concept?
Oh, just one day, Pops and I were outside talking, and we were just talking about the zoo, and we already had animals, and people come over to his house, and they're like, hey, this is the Chargaloff Petting Zoo.
Mm-hmm.
Check it out. And so here we are today.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's one thing to have it at the house. I mean, my buddy Dennis Larson's looking at something similar concept, but you are taking it literally steps further than that. You have gone mobile.
Absolutely.
Like food
Absolutely.
truck. Maybe I shouldn't say food truck when we're talking about the animals here, but you get the point here. How did that develop?
So okay, we're from Enalahan, and we're far from everything, right? So we want to be a part of the fiestas, we want to be part of the festivals, and we're like, hey, what if we just bring the zoo to them?
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so we do it to schools, we do little clinics, daycares, everything. We bring the party to you.
I think I saw you guys over at that little impromptu liberation festivities that we put together down in at the Paseo, right?
Oh, it was beautiful. Definitely. That was definitely us. The island of Guam showed us love that day. It was fantastic.
So I've got in front of me a bunch of pictures that maybe you sent in a little bit earlier, and there's a set of animals I can't make out here. It's three puffy things with what look like sharp teeth, claws, beaks. What is that?
Right. It looks like it could be anything, right? But those are silky chickens.
Silky chickens.
They're real fluffy.
Silky chickens. It's a petting zoo, obviously. So we want something here that's different from the regular chickens that the kids can see and chase around the neighborhood.
Exactly, and so these chickens are a bantam family. They're miniature. They don't really fly. They're really cute and cute cells, right?
Yeah,
and they're friendly. You could pick them up. They won't fly. They won't. They're awesome.
Peck your eyes out or anything like that.
Exactly.
I dig that. I see ducks and I see a goat in one of these pictures. It is goats and giggles. About how many goats do you have?
Oh, we have well over 20.
Oh my God!
So, yeah, but we.
You don't have to mow the yard, right? You don't have to mow the yard with any more than a couple.
Exactly.
I dig this. Okay, so now do they have names?
Oh, absolutely. So the ones that you're looking at right now. So on the one on the far left, that is Baby Girl. The one in the middle is Boots. And the one on the right is Bobby Jean.
Bobby Jean. Who gets the naming rights on this? Whenever a new goat is born, who gets to pull out the names?
Oh, see, my kids. Him and Papa. Them and Papa, they're just like, hey, so what are we going to name them? And then Papa and the kids, they just name them.
They'll come up with something. Oh, I'm sorry. I should have warned Donna. I've got Elite on the screen right now. Donna doesn't like them very much, so she would not necessarily pet it. But this one's in a cage. Is it? Can you reach in and pet it?
Oh, no. It's for educational purposes, display. To show the people of what are also here in our local place. And so that's Joanna, by the way. Her name's Joanna.
She's got a name, Joanna. Rhymes with Goanna. All right. Just a menagerie here of different animals. I'm going to assume that there might be some bunny rabbits down there for kids to pick up and play with as well?
Definitely. We have tons of bunnies.
Tons of bunnies.
We love bunnies.
Yeah, it's like the Playboy Mansion. Bunnies everywhere, if you will. Sorry, it popped into my head. Might not be appropriate when we're talking about kids. And I've got a couple of videos here that will show you kind of the play yard area that all of the animals go into, and the kids can go in there and, what looks like with very little supervision, just learn their way about learning about animals.
Yeah, definitely. Everybody's friendly. Nobody's harmless or harmful.
Uh-huh.
I mean, and everybody's trained. They're adapt to being in crowds with kids. Because it first started with my kids and my nephews and my cousins.
Yeah.
It was a family thing first.
And then all of a sudden it goes out and does blossoming. I'm not sure. It looks like a duk race taking place right now. At least that's what it looked like when I was a kid. Oh, my God, duk races. What a memory is coming back to me now. 8:24 in the morning. Chargaloff family, in Alahan Sanhaza, and the Goats and Giggles mobile petting zoo. Now, what's it take to get you guys out of the village and, say, up to Central to show off?
Oh, check us out this Sunday at the Manila Christmas Festival.
I was waiting for a call on that. Thank you very much. Details?
Yeah, so, shout out to the mayors there. Mayor and vice mayor, they're bringing us out, and we're going to be there. So, and it's free entry. There's no charge at all to enter the petting zoo. The mayor's office and us, it's going to be a great experience. Come on down.
Well, it sounds like this is super labor of love kind of thing. It doesn't look like there's a whole lot of money to be made. People covering I'm sure the gas and whatever to get you from down there all the way up to Central. But is there a charge? I mean, if a private organization wanted to say, all right, we want to have Goats and Giggles, at our event, is there a charge for that?
Oh, absolutely, right. So
Okay.
say we do like a big event, something like this. The rates are going to be a lot higher compared to private events. So private events is going to be a lot lower than just big old events like this to the community.
This is a whole lot of fun, and I'm sure that the kids and the grandkids are learning a whole lot about animals. Is this something that you want to keep doing for a long, long time?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. We want to go ahead and get a big old petting zoo, a big old zoo going on for everybody, right?
What now? Are there animals that you're looking for? Maybe somebody listening has got something exotic that they might be able to lend to your little moving carnival.
Oh, definitely. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Sheep. We're looking for a sheep.
Sheep?
Right. We're looking for sheep.
Wait. All right. I don't know that we have sheep on Guam. Not different kind of sheep.
So I have a female, but I need.
You've got one? Wait, you already have a sheep?
I'm gonna send it to the chat now.
Okay, thanks. I'll refresh the chat so we can get a picture. So he's already got a sheep now, but you got a girl sheep. You're looking for a boy sheep, right?
Correct. Her name is Miss Flo.
Miss Chloe. All right, it's not coming up on the visual. Maybe in a second we'll be able to get that, and I'll share it with everybody. Now, I was thinking about like a turkey or what do they call the with the big feathers?
Oh, the peacock.
Peacocks. Do we have peacocks?
Peacock. Yes, we do, but we don't have. But I know there is on island for turkeys and peacocks. But they're more aggressive. They're gonna have to be like more of a display animal for like a stationary zoo.
Put them behind the cage with the elite time. That's
right.
Fun. I'm crazy about this. How do people find you? How do we get a hold of you?
Oh, you could go to Instagram. You could contact us at goatsandgiggles.gu.
On Instagram?
Right. Or you could call us at 671-707-8677.
8677. All right. I got the number in case anybody misses it. Otherwise, it's a video on demand. And if there's any part of the interview that you've missed, by all means, just go to YouTube and Facebook and just scroll through until you get to about 8:30, and you should be able to get all of the information that you need. Hey, listen, everybody loves in Alahan these days. They got all kinds of stuff going for it. You got the park and the pool that's all set up right now. You got those the Rice Krispies rocks out there that are all no, it's the Pebbles, right? Pebbles, Rice Krispies. They're all painted up on the way in and out of the village.
Yeah, and again, shout out to Mayor Tony Charglass. He's doing everything for the village. We appreciate him.
He's among the best these days. A very good chance that I might see him tonight, so I'll pass that along. Dude, I appreciate your time here, and I appreciate what you and your family are doing, and I hope maybe there will be times soon where you'll be able to take out some of your petting zoo. Wait, is it scalable? I mean, I can get the whole kit and caboodle, or I can just get a few, right?
Oh, we could do everything.
Right on. Okay. Well, grab up a couple of boonie dogs and take those down to the Chamorro village because according to Manette, they've done a really, really good job. Picked up a whole bunch of them. So there's not much of a meet and greet experience for the tourists. So maybe you guys can help out with that regard.
Yeah, definitely. And we also do Carabao rides and Carabao ventures as well.
Interesting. Wait. Is this is a sheep here that you sent me? Is that what I'm looking at now?
That's Miss Flo.
Miss Flo. I thought sheep were hairier.
Oh, so we shear her. So you see on the top, you can see she has kind of like some dreadlocks right there.
Dreadlocks, okay.
Yeah, Guam's kind of hot, so we kind of shear her down, but keep some wool there to show.
Obviously, definitely want to make sure it's some kind of a sheep. I don't know that I've ever seen one in real life in my life. I think that's super, super interesting. What do you do with the wool after you shear it?
So unfortunately, she always gets dirty. So nothing at this time, and we keep it short too. We don't let it grow super long.
So we don't have a potential commercial venture here in sheep's clothing and that kind of thing. Get some wool.
Maybe if we get 100.
Right. Maybe we have to scale up the numbers. That could be interesting. Just turn Inalahan into a sheep farming community. I'm always thinking, Brad. I'm always thinking, man, I hope I see you soon. So, McGill Christmas Festival this weekend, right?
This Sunday.
Sunday. All right. We'll get more information from the mayor's office and share that with everybody. And thank you for sharing your family and your pets with all of the people of Guam. Goats and Giggles.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you for having us.
Anytime. Hope to meet you soon. 707-8677. 707-8677 if you missed that telephone number. Bottom of the hour, Donna D with that last big look at news. And headlines right after these.
Family Finance has been serving the people of Guam since 1959, and they will continue to be there for you in the years to come. Whether you're looking to get a personal loan for that summer vacation or paying off those long overdue bills, Family Finance has got you covered. Apply for a personal loan from $1,000 up to $4,100 by calling Family Finance in Hagåtña at 671-475-4545, Upper Tumon 671-647-5626, or in Dededo 671-633-4473.
The secret to finding joy this season is sharing my delicious KFC chicken with everyone. Introducing KFC's new holiday bundle of joy. That's a bucket of my KFC chicken, 2 large sides, 8 pieces of my new chicken nuggets, and 4 biscuits. Every bundle of joy comes with a free KFC umbrella, and KFC will donate $1 to the Guam Harvest House. It's the season of sharing with KFC's holiday bundle of joy. It's finger-licking good.
I don't know if I can take some of these comments that we're getting. Is there somebody online that says he wants to have some silky adobo? No.
Come on.
I knew somebody was going to bring up food. I was just hoping it wasn't going to be me. Bottom of the hour, 8:32 in the morning, and a big look at celebrity headlines and things worth celebrating coming up here in just a couple of minutes. In the meantime, Donna D with that last big look at news and heads. What did we miss, Donna?
Monica Calvo, who admitted to selling drugs, has been spared any jail time. Calvo was sentenced to serve 5 years of supervised release. Defense attorney Cynthia Ikubi says Calvo did the things that she promised she would do under a plea agreement, making sure there was a fair process. And a $5 million grant from the U.S. Department of Agriculture has been awarded to UOG to work with forestry managers and farmers. The project will test climate-smart commodities and work toward reducing greenhouse gas emissions. The project will also develop solutions to make local commodities more marketable and affordable. And the Guam Hotel and Restaurant Association with the Japan Guam Travel Association is inviting the public to join in helping to keep Guam clean through a trash cleanup at Matapang Beach Park that will be held on Saturday, December 16. Showtime will be at 6:30 in the morning and go time is 7 o'clock. Team leaders will hand out trash bags and gloves. Dress comfortably. And that was your last look at local headlines on The Point. Back to Ray.
All right, thank you very much. 8:33 in the morning, 888-8255, 888-TALK. The meme machine is online here, and I got this kind of long distance from Jerry Roberts this morning, and you're gonna love this. It is a extra finger. Is what it is, and it's got a part that looks like a ring, and you put it over your ring finger, and it will make it appear like you've got 5 fingers. And you might be wondering, why would I want to do something like that? And the reason is any picture.
Have 5 fingers.
I mean, the 5, whatever, next to finger.
6 fingers.
And the reason why you want to do. Lori with
we
the
don't do math here.
Right.
Stop.
But the reason why you'd want to do something like that is because if anybody takes a picture of you and there's that extra digit, you'd be able to say, no, that's not me. That was artificially intelligence generated. Because they still, and I check every 2 weeks. I go after those AI images of thick Asian chicks in bikinis and take a look at the. I'm getting very specific in my older age. But and thick, that's with 2 C's, by the way.
Yeah.
At any rate, so I always look for the fingers because the general images are getting a whole lot better. But still, the computers cannot figure out a whole lot by way of getting the fingers and other appendages just right for now. Down the road, yes. 8:34 in the morning. Donna D, are you ready for celebrity birthdays, etc. today?
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much. Try not to be so excited for comedian Margaret Cho.
You remind me of her, Donna.
yeah, kind of, sort of. She is 55 years old. All right, maybe a couple more of these things here. They're not too many, so we'll spare Donna a whole lot of anguish. Paula Patton from Warcraft and Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol is 48 years old. Yeah, I didn't think so.
Oh, wow, so young.
Gabriel Luna from Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And I think she might actually be the star, the celebrity of the show on that one. It's been so many years since I've seen it. She is 41 years old. And here's a name everybody should recognize. And the TV show Malcolm in the Middle. Does it ring a bell?
I know the title.
You know the title. Frankie Muniz.
Okay, yeah.
Was Malcolm in the Middle. He is now 38 years old.
And he still looks like 12, right?
Probably has that look. All right, if you're looking for something to celebrate or just observe today, it is Bathtub Party Day.
Ew.
I may just leave it at that. You know, as the memes, that's what we're going to generate. We're going to get AI-generated memes of thick Asian chicks in bikinis enjoying a bathtub party day. Somebody will put the generative together for me. That's kind of what I'm waiting for. Honestly, that's what I'm waiting for. I'm not enough of an AI guy, as much attention as I try to pay to it. I'm not much of an AI guy, and I don't understand yet how to put together these generative images that people will do. But one of you that is watching and listening right now might be able to put that science in your head and do the programming for me. So as an example, I would get on the radio today or any day and say, all right, this is the kind of meme I'd like to see today. Thick Asian chick in bikini at a bathtub party day. And then somebody would come up and just do the artwork, and then we'd show it up on the screen. Or maybe have little daily contests. I think that's where AI is going to be headed for the skebby guys like you and I. All right, it's Day of the Ninja. Nissan Ninja, up to 40% off. Yes. International Volunteer Day.
Ew.
What were you talking about? You said GHRA's got a big volunteer cleanup?
The cleanup, yeah. The 16th.
16th.
Saturday.
It's going to be at
Saturday.
Matapang? Okay, gotcha. All right. Put a tickler in there. Maybe we'll put that up on the website calendar so everybody that might be interested can see it. It is Blue Jeans Day today. Comfort Food Day. Come on. Everybody's got one. Everybody's got
Meatloaf and
one.
mashed potatoes with gravy is my comfort food.
Do you make that?
No, I get it. I get the Cajun mosas.
Oh, really? Okay.
Meatloaf.
All right. So when I talk about comfort food, I'm talking about the one that you make, right? Do you remember?
Yeah, I don't make any. Grilled cheese.
Grilled cheese. Okay, Ray Gibson comfort food. Take one. It is going to be an entire can of Spam, frozen vegetables, can of tomato sauce, and eat that on rice.
Oh, wow.
That's the goulash.
Yeah, it's a 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, that's you feel the arteries starting to harden just right there thinking about it.
Moms make that all over Guam,
Yeah,
man.
moms make that all over. It's a great comfort food, I think. Donna, is there a comfort food over at your place?
What? No. No
comfort food?
I can't think of anything.
Really?
Yeah, no.
Isn't there something that, like a go-to meal that you make that you just know, I'm going to eat this, I'm going to love it, the kid's going to love it? Anything?
Machado?
What is that?
I don't know. That's like
it?
menudo. What is
Describe
menudo?
It's like beef stew.
Oh,
yeah, that sounds
Ish.
good.
Just kind of just throw
But not as busy.
All right.
Like a simple
There's a thing. I forget. I'm sure there's a name for it where you just got a bunch of crap in your refrigerator and you throw it all in a pot and put in stock or something like that.
Bubble and squeak?
What's that?
Okay, I don't know.
Bubble and squeak?
Isn't that what they call it when you just put anything together?
No, but I like the way that sounds.
Oh.
Bubble and squeak. It's a Donna thing. It is Commute with Your Baby Day, but don't forget the babies in the back seat, please. Walt Disney Day. Did we
Wasn't
talk
that
about?
yesterday?
It was maybe what it is yesterday was Walt Disney the guy. Maybe today is Woke Disney the place. I don't know. World Trick Shot Day, et cetera, et cetera. One of my favorite things in the world when it was the 1980s on Guam, and there used to be a bar behind where the Taco Bell is, in a Taco Bell area in Tamuning, the old Taco Bell.
Oh, there.
Oh, wow.
And it used to be
behind it?
Pescador. Do you remember
Yes,
the Pescador?
I do.
Yeah. It used to be a cigarette warehouse back in the day, and then they turned it into a seafood restaurant, and every Filipino family on Guam was there every weekend because they had these massive buffets and parties and stuff. Unfortunately, the model didn't work out, and before it did anything else, it became the Pescador. Which was a nightclub. And a band called Boxer was the regular band that played in there. They had a massive bar on one side and a little speed bar by the front door. So if you just wanted a beer or a wine or something like that, you didn't have to stand in long lines waiting for guys to order Long Island iced teas. Very, very good model that they had put together. And most of the rest of the place that wasn't, where people sat and drank their beers and watched the band was all pool tables. All pool tables, and this back in I want to say they're 50-cent games back then, and so you could literally play pool all night long, and there were all kinds of people coming from all kinds of different places. So you got a lot of learning in, and that's where I learned some of my favorite trick shots on the pool table. I don't think I can do them anymore. I just you've got an eye for the geography or the geometry of a pool table, and eventually it goes away. And I think for me, it eventually went away. But it's World Trick Shot Day, so maybe get out there and download a pool app and learn how to do trick shots on that. 8:40 in the morning in the Ray Gibson Show. I'm going to kick Donna out. We'll finish the rest of the program in a minute. Attention business owners. Upgrade your connectivity with Docomo Pacific's new business mobile plans. Whether you're upgrading your phone or bringing your own device, you can save big. Up to $20 a month. Enjoy unlimited talk and text locally and to the U.S. plus data roaming to the U.S., Japan, Korea, and the Philippines. Experience the power of seamless communication. Visit business.docomopacific.com today for more details. Some conditions apply.
Half a day, Okadu's High School Ambassador Club will be hosting a holiday bazaar on December 9th at Okadu High from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. with an entrance fee of $1. Bring your joy, holiday spirit, and money to support Guam's local food trucks, craft vendors, and chances to win our holiday raffle. We're also looking for additional vendors, so if you would like to make some extra Christmas cash, send us an email at okhsambassadors@gmail.com. Jump into the holiday spirit at the Ambassador Club's Holiday Bazaar located at Okado High School from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. December 9th.
841 Ray Gibson Show. Portions brought to you by Kim and Ron over at Security Title. You know, when I say things like, that area behind Taco Bell and Tamuning, Kim and Ron automatically can think in terms of where they are on that land management grid map. They're that good, ladies and gentlemen. If you want that kind of expertise the next time you're doing some real estate transactions, or maybe you got a weird kind of escrow that you've got to work out, there's nothing that they haven't seen in those terms. So Kim and Ron, Security Title, that's the name. My buddy Dave writing in on a WhatsApp says, Boxer was a great band over at the Pescador. Lead guy in the band was a guy named Michael Furlong, and Michael Furlong is still around. Still around. He actually had a song break the top 100 back in 1985 or 1986, and went on to do tribute performances. And one of the biggest nights that we used to have over at the Pescadog, you'll forgive me for reminiscing, was they brought out a guy that did a tribute show to Rod Stewart. And I'm struggling to remember his name right now, but they brought him out here a couple of times, and it was always a great show. I mean, the place was absolutely packed. The guy that did the Rod Stewart music looked and sounded just like Rod Stewart, and Boxer they were all like studio musicians, and if they weren't, they should have been. And so these guys were able to just back him up incredibly. It sounded like the records. It was that good, and the stage performance was absolutely rocking. And Mike Furlong himself came back to Guam a few years ago with a tribute show, I think, to like the Traveling Wilburys or something. I mean, he was he does now a tribute to Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, and he's up on the screen right now if you're watching. Mike Furlong Michael Furlong was the guy's name. You might want to put him drop a dime, send him an email or WhatsApp or something like that, because I'm sure he still has friends on Guam. 8:43 in the morning on the Ray Gibson Show. One last thing. For the guys over at the Guam Power Authority, I want to thank the early morning crew for working. Cabris 1 went down, and it is not yet back up. PD9 is expected to be back online before the peak. Solar production is working right now, and that's why there's not any load shedding, despite the fact that we've lost a baseline unit with Cabris 1. As of 7 o'clock this morning or so, all feeders, anything that was previously shed, had been restored. Again, crews are working on Cabris 1. Maybe it'll be a quick fix, and PD9 should be back online. So the chances of load shedding, well, with your conservation efforts and things like that, might be a little bit more palatable. 8:44 in the morning, Ray Gibson Show. Who's on the phone, Joe?
Island Girl Power.
No way. Juanita is on. That is explaining why Juanita has got why she's hitting me up on my WhatsApp. Good morning, Juanita. How you doing?
Half a day. Can you hear me okay?
I hear you perfectly.
Oh, wonderful. Man, it's been a long time.
That's forever, but you know what? You're always welcome here. And, I've been a big fan and supporter for Island Girl Power going back to when you used to call me over at Power 98.
Right. And then, of course, listening to you as the warm and fuzzy guy.
Hey, Lenya.
Yeah.
Not that old. I guess maybe I am. Now you've sent me a couple of images. I'll put these up on the website so everybody can see what's going on. And what is it? A Wild Market? WYLD?
Yes, because we've partnered with Idlewild, the boutique store in Harmon.
Ah, okay.
And it we've been partnered with them for a while. They wanted to do a fundraiser to help us out with some of the damage from Mawar that was not able to be claimed. We have a wonderful facility in Dededo, and so this gives us a chance to do an open house and to also highlight a lot of the vendors and artists, food trucks, and we're going to have some music. And that's for December 16th.
Mm-hmm.
Students that receive or need service learning can come and help us this Saturday, the 9th.
So you're getting ready this weekend for that.
Oh, right, yeah. The 9th is the cleanup, and, we're going to have different teams working on different sections and just, sprucing it up. And we will really appreciate families coming through for the market.
I'll get this up on the websites for the radio stations today, and so all the information will be available. Should be done by about noon today. I've got a couple of other things I got to take care of, but I'll make this a priority to get the banners and the dates up on the screen for a wild market. That's going to be on the 16th, and then the cleanup is going to be at 9 a.m. this coming December the 9th. So this Saturday and next Saturday, you're going to be busy.
Right, and just a little more info. As far as the wild market goes, we're going to have a raffle and some of our honey from our beehives and the different teas we've been able to make from the plants we're growing, and some designer bags as far as the raffle prizes. Each of the vendors is pitching in items for the raffle. It is a $5 entry, but that's in Grow Power, and so that we can open our entire center. And our center is called Corazon Esensong, and that's Heart of the Village.
Gotcha. Okay, so information's on the screen right now for anybody that wants to take a look at it. And I'll, as I said, have this on the radio station's websites before it gets to be too late into lunchtime this morning. Anything else you got going on? You've got a call out to get more kids and girls in the program?
We are gearing up for New Year. For next year to be able to open the girls program. That's a lot of what the fundraiser is going to make sure we have the facility in tip-top shape. And we're still looking for vendors, so it's a big deal. We have a discount in the rate, but if they want to sign on as a vendor, they could contact me, but it's better for them to contact Idlewild via their
it looks like Instagram here.
Yeah.
But yeah, better yet, I've got the image with the QR code on it, and I'm going to leave that up on the screen. Believe it or not, if you take a screenshot of this, you should be able to get this just by a long press on the QR code, and it should go to a website where all of the information can be found for this and all of the other Girl Power events.
Right. We're so excited, and the other volunteer call out is preparing for the new year and getting some really wonderful adult volunteers into the center to lead some of our activities. And, if they have different interests, definitely call me, 671-688-4752.
Kind of a far cry from back in the olden days where all you had was a clubhouse and that kind of thing, and just working on one or two projects and one or two kids at a time. It's just amazing how much Island Girl Power has grown over all these years.
Yeah, I really am grateful all the time for the wonderful people that have come through and made us what we are today. Our nature park, we've been working on that since 2015. And it's restoring as a native habitat. And our community garden, the thrift store. Man, the thrift store is going to be open from 12 to 8 on the 16th. We've never opened the thrift store in the evening. So, for people looking to get those special deals at the thrift store, 12 to 8 on December 16th.
Keep me posted. Send me the emails. You can find me all over the place. Any email that you have for me going back 20 years is still good. So just pop something in, and if you can't call in, I'll cover it for you.
Bless you. Thank you so much.
Not a problem. I'll see you out there soon. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, sir.
And I'm at the stage here in the holidays where I kind of have to remind myself when I greet people to say, "Hey, Merry Christmas."
Is that what you do?
No, instead of the usual, "Hey, butthead." Now I just
People like to say Happy Holidays, and I feel like it's like a jab.
Yeah, that's conditioned. It's conditioned for so many years. Everybody said, "Well, you shouldn't say it that way. It's Happy Holidays." That's the politically correct way of saying things. And now in 2023, we'd say that was the woke way to wish people. Because you don't want to get into the debate about. Well, you don't want to say Merry Christmas because you're going, "Oh my God," because Christ. Ray Gibson's big brother. You don't want to get in one of those kind of debates here. Judeo-Christian values in my face. How dare you trigger me, you colonist? See, yeah, so people will go, "Oh, hey, Happy Holidays," just kind of a nondescript. I will generally say Merry Christmas because that's the big holiday that's coming up, and it's, about my favorite time of the year. So that's okay. I don't know. I might, if you hear me say Happy Holidays, it's because I'm not really thinking. It's just words are coming out of my mouth. But Merry Christmas for the most part. I'm not going to hang you if you say if you say Happy Holidays. I'm not going to hang you. I won't be triggered by this. I just know. Because for the most part, I'm pretty sure you're the same as me. Just words coming out of your mouth. You want to have a greeting that feels like it's something to do with the season. 8:51, a question from Dave online. I have been meaning to ask, any idea on when EPAL Road snake drop down the cliff line part is going to be finished with the construction?
Oh, my God, you're so impatient, Dave.
It's only been a year and a half. It's only been a year and a half. Yeah. You know what's got to suck is for the people that live like around that area where the Seventh-day Adventist is, and their buddy calls them up and say, "Hey, happy hour at Tree Bar, bro," and you go, "Crap."
And we know all the people that live there,
too. And we know all the people there. And they go, "Crap," because that means they got to get in their car and drive all the way around to Mooning. They got to go all the way out to the 76 Circle K, and then they got to go down Marine Corps Drive, and then they got to get slow in front of the dealership, and then you got to make your way through the Gibson's area, and then there's the Archbishop Circle, and then finally you're over at the Hilton. What would have been a 2-minute drive, at 1 minute being sitting at the light, is all of a sudden 20 minutes, and the answer is no. Tell you what, I'll do you one. How about we happy hour over at Ruby Tuesday? We'll happy hour at Ruby Tuesday and call it that. We'll meet you kind of in the middle on that. 8:53 in the morning. No, last I heard from Vince Areola on this, it'll be a few more months before they get it done. The gist of the story, as I have been told, and that little snaky road has always been there. I don't recall a time in my adult life where that little snaky road between the Seventh-day Adventist and the people that live back there and the Hilton area has always been there. It's always been a couple of lanes and always felt like there was a precipitous drop over the side for as many years. And you just wonder how it is that they were able to get, big cars like the kind we drove in the 70s. And big-ass turtle tour buses like we had back in the day. How did all of those manage to squeeze through that one little snaky road? But as they did the rehabilitation, and this is years in the planning, I want to say this goes back to, what's his name, Larry Perez, when he was over at DPW. That's how long they've been talking about this. It has always been a target for rehabilitation, widening, that kind of thing, lane markers. And when they started taking it apart, they saw what they were using as the retaining surfaces. And let's just say that, Army Corps of Engineers probably weren't around when they built that up and put the supporting structure behind it. So what they had to do was scrap everything and go in now with and you can see them from the roadway by EPAL Beach Park. You can see where they have reconstructed now these concrete slabs. That's going to be the new retaining features for that little snaky road. And hopefully it hasn't done anything to their plans to widen it and make it more pedestrian friendly. But it is taking a long, long time because it basically kind of had to start all over. Like that walkway at the airport where they said, "Oh, yeah, we'll be down this 6 months." 6 months, like 4 years later. because they discovered the difference between the as-built and the designs that they inherited, that they realized that they've got a problem. So I would expect that it's going to be a lot longer between now and then. What would be great, though, is if they could, what do they call those, zip line? What?
Yeah, zip line.
Zip line.
That sounds so dangerous.
From Lee Holmes' old house. And it would hook up with the zip line in the front of the Hilton Hotel. So we just, everybody knows we just go in the plantation
down, man.
and zip line ourselves down. Don't forget your wallet. And
bring folding money.
Bring some folding money. Yes. Thank you very much. 856 and change. 888-8255. See, I'm always thinking, Real Joe's. That's the difference between me and the next guy on the radio. They're not always thinking about different ways that we might be able to find a way to amuse ourselves in this town. Frankly, if you ever get enough money, you could pay me just for the sheer enjoyment of finding different ways to keep you amused. They'll be expensive, just saying. 888-825-588-TALK. And did you know napping longer than 20 minutes could be bad for your health? I am a napper. And in the course of decades of doing morning shows, I have been able to convince a number of people to join me in napping. Well, not join me while we're napping, but join me in the napping phenomenon.
Oh, it's a culture, huh?
Yeah, when I first started doing mornings years ago, I said, I'll get home and grab a nap. And my mom says, well, your dad did morning radio. He never took a nap. I said, Dad did morning radio in his 20s. I'm in my 30s, and I'm taking a nap. And she says, yeah, okay, you're right. And generally, I'm pretty good at, say, anywhere between 35 and 45 minutes is sufficient. And now they're telling me that more than 20 could be better. You know who's a big napper? Einstein.
Yeah.
Was a big napper. He's the reason being that it felt like he had 2 mornings a day, and that means you got 2 morning energies a day if you're that kind of person. And he said there was something about that dream state, and you get it when you lay down at night. And if you take a nap, there's a time where you've got your eyes closed and you're not quite asleep, but not quite REM dreaming. You're in this place where the physics don't really gel with reality, and your imagination kind of goes wild. I always try to capture that state. If I get there, then that's been a successful nap. And anyway, so here's the story. Researchers say in order to make waking easy and prevent your afternoon siesta from affecting your bedtime, power naps should be short and sweet. The experts say short power naps, what my friend Misty refers to as disco naps, can give your brain a boost, allowing you to better solve problems, concentrate, and make decisions. Once you hit the 30-minute mark, you run the risk of experiencing sleep inertia. This is when you awake feeling groggy and exhausted despite having gotten some sleep. Personally, I believe in a thing called nap roulette. I don't set an alarm. I take off my watch, and I put my phone in Do Not Disturb, and I lay down on the couch. I mean, not in the couch. Well, sometimes the couch, but in the bedroom with the windows dark and the air conditioning at about 62, as low as it will go, and a fan blowing on me. And
sounds like heaven.
It might be 20 minutes. Might be an hour and a half, might be 2 hours. I don't know. There's nothing to jog me awake, and those are pretty spectacular days. But I will admit that it is possible that when I make these daily deposits into the sleep bank, it robs me of sleep at night. I am still chronically waking up at about 2 o'clock in the morning and just tossing and turning and trying to catch some more winks before it gets to be 4 a.m. I know there's probably something else going on. But let's not bug each other about that now. No lectures, please. It's 9 o'clock in the morning on the Ray Gibson Show. We still got a bunch of people that I still want to talk to and a bunch of topics that I need to get to with your help. 888-825-5888-TALK. Mean Machine online at 797-8255. I will be on with you on the other side of Fox News Live. Coming up on the other side of Fox News Live on 93.3 KUSG Agutya. Peak is best. 1, 2, 3 years running. Here comes the news.
Israel ramping up their attacks. I'm Tom Graham, Fox News. Israeli forces now widening their airstrikes and ground assault. They're targeting Gaza's second largest city. Fox's Nate Foy.
Intense bombing of the southern Gaza city of Han Yunis continues as an IDF general says operations in the northern Gaza Strip are nearing an end. IDF soldiers are going door to door, clearing out Hamas terrorists. The IDF struck weapons storage facilities and 2 Hamas tunnel shafts located inside a school. Israeli fighter jets are also striking southern cities like Han Yunis.
Many Palestinians who fled south last month will likely be forced to move again. The Biden administration says they've been urging Israel to warn civilians ahead of attacks.
We've seen a much more targeted request for evacuations here, where the Israeli Defense Forces have identified specific neighborhoods where they plan to conduct military operations.
State Department spokesperson Matthew Miller. The White House pressuring Congress to pass a massive spending package aimed at keeping weapons and military assistance flowing to Ukraine as well as Israel.
A vote against the more than $100 billion emergency funding bill from President Biden will hurt Ukraine and help Russia. White House National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan warns.
I believe that any member of Congress who does not support funding for Ukraine is voting for an outcome that will make it easier for Putin to prevail.
Talks over a funding package that boosts aid to Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan are stalled over immigration and border provisions sought by Republicans. House Republicans passed a standalone aid package for Israel, rejected by Senate Democrats because it was tied to spending cuts for the IRS. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
The Treasury Department announcing a new strike force aimed at fighting fentanyl trafficking. This comes as the U.S. and China ramp up efforts to stop the movement of drug-making chemicals flowing in to the U.S. over the southern border. America is listening to Fox News.
Attention business owners, upgrade your connectivity with Docomo Pacific's new business mobile plans. Whether you're upgrading your phone or bringing your own device, you can save big. Up to $20 a month. Enjoy unlimited talk and text locally and to the U.S. plus data roaming to the U.S., Japan, Korea, and the Philippines. Experience the power of seamless communication. Visit business.docomopacific.com today for more details. Some conditions apply.
LimeAway is the expert hard water cleaner that provides solutions to your lime, calcium, and rust stains. It's scientifically proven to eliminate lime scale deposits, leaving your home clean from hard water stains, bathtub, bathroom tiles, shower doors, sinks, and toilet bowl stains. LimeAway can eliminate them all. Get your bottle of LimeAway at your nearest mom and pop store and never be embarrassed by those ugly stains again. LimeAway, distributed by Cosmos Distributing.
S.com.
There are now just 4 GOP presidential candidates set to take the debate stage Wednesday. Another Republican White House hopeful suspending his campaign.
Doug Burgum saying in a statement that he launched a campaign for president to bring a business leader and proven governor's voice to the fight for the best of America by moving the country 180 degrees in the opposite direction of Joe Biden on the economy, energy, and national security, though blaming what he calls the Republican National Committee's arbitrary clubhouse debate requirements after he failed to qualify for the 3rd debate amid the North Dakota governor's low polling for the GOP presidential nomination. He also says that he'll continue fighting for the people who make our nation so exceptional. Jeff Manasso, Fox News.
It's the first sizable winter storm of the season for parts of northern New England. Some locations reporting more than half a foot of snow with power outages for tens of thousands of people. Conditions also contributed to a fiery truck crash in Vermont. Climate envoy John Kerry making a pledge at a climate conference in Dubai, calling for the shutdown of coal-fired power plants.
The U.S. pledged $3 billion for the Global Energy Fund to push the transition off of coal and other fossil fuels.
We don't need that necessarily to tell us we ought to be transitioning out of coal. There shouldn't be any more coal-fired power plants permitted anywhere in the world. That's how you can do something for health. And the reality is that we're not doing it.
But China's bringing online about 1 coal plant a month to cheaply handle its energy needs. India also bringing online more coal power to avoid energy shortages this year. In addition, India plans a record amount of coal power for next year.
Fox's Edward Lawrence on Wall Street. The Dow closing down 41 points. The NASDAQ giving up 120. The S&P 500 fell 25 points. Not a good start to the week. I'm Tom Graham, and this is Fox News.
Christmas trees are going up at the Security Title Office in Tamuning, and with them comes the music and joy of the season. As we reflect on the ups and downs of 2023, one thing remains constant, and that is the deep gratitude we have for our customers and the meaningful work we do for our real estate community. Thank you for trusting us with your property. From our Security Title family to yours, we wish you a Christmas season filled with peace and joy.
Whoever said no risk, no reward has never been sued. Hi, I'm Dave Silva from AB Risk Solutions, and our job for over 70 years has been to help businesses just like yours manage risk. Manage risk? We will never be able to totally eliminate the myriad of risks every business faces, but we can help you manage them and recover when disaster strikes. From mom and pop operations to high-rise hotels, we're the experts businesses have counted on for many years. Call me today at 777-2668 for a free risk review and consultation.
AB Risk Solutions, formerly known as Aon.
Santa's coming and things are looking up. Bank Pacific has rolled out Rudolph's favorite My Christmas Loan with the annual percentage rate as low as 7.49% and up to $50,000. And with our Bank Pacific contactless Visa debit card, you have the flexibility of using your money when you want, where you want. My Christmas Loan, contactless Visa debit card. Let's make Christmas season merrier in 23. Equal opportunity lender, credit conditions apply. Merry Christmas from Bank Pacific.
609. No, 906. I was close.
Very close.
I don't know. It's Tuesday, the holidays. There's nothing major going on. We've got all the political gossip that you need to know. Josh Tenorio's throwing his hat in the ring. And Felix Camacho was sitting next to Kaleo Moylan yesterday with Tony Ada and, Ding Scambuluri and Harry Chang over at Turay. What do we know about Turay?
Cameras everywhere.
And that's how we know for a fact that actually happened. So we got all that junk rolling around here, and I'm no doubt going to be even more as we make our way through the holiday season. And there's going to be all kinds of galas and get-together and hanging out over at Ross and in the lines waiting to pay for our stuff. No doubt there will be other gossipy things coming out. Thank God, my favorite time of the year. If you've got any good stuff, 888-825-5888-TALK. And let me see, on the line here, portions brought to you by the guys over at APL. American President Lines is delivering the future. Also got to do shouts to Katie and her entire Woof Woof team over at the bougiebooney.com on the World Wide Web. It's a dog salon. So here's the deal. And you're going to go, well, Ray, this means nothing to me. I'm not a dog person. I am a cat person. All right, so I know who's running your life. It's the cat. Cat got mad at me today. Cat got mad at me today because the cat, ever since I've had this cat, when I'm moving through the morning constitutional, first thing I do, I wake up and I put food in the dish and put water in the bowl. And then I begin the process. Turn on the hot water heater, get the coffee and the machine going, and all of that. And then eventually, go to the bathroom, get ready for the shower, right? Well, this morning, I don't know what the cat was doing, but it wasn't the cat usually follows me. The cat usually races to the bathroom because it wants to be in there at the beginning of the shower. It's a weird cat habit. I'll just describe it briefly. Now, you know how in a shower, you've got the outside decorative sheet, and then you've got a little plastic liner on the inside.
Yes.
Yeah. So what the cat likes to do is it likes to be in between the outside and the sheet, so when the shower hits the plastic, she's getting this weird kind of kitty cat shower massage, which I love. But anyway, so that so this morning she didn't make it into the shower in time, and she just stood outside the closed door meowing, like I'm supposed to be in there. You've ruined my entire day, and I'm going to meow, and it did until I left the house. Crazy animal. My point is though that some people don't have dogs. And here's what you can do, though. If you're one of those don't have a dog people, you know somebody that does have a dog, this is going to make a great gift, especially when you go to that person's house and there's the dog, and then you're playing with the dog and you're realizing, oh, my God, here, have you ever heard of brushing? Have you ever heard of getting rid of eye boogers? Well, Katie's really, really good at that. 797-4163, the Bougie Boonie, reminding you now that there are but 20 shopping days left until Christmas.
The Ray Gibson Show. Any speaker, anytime.
Oh, my God.
Morning talk that matters.
I'm in a panic, Joe. How the hell are we going to kill an hour? Actually, you got to look at it like this.
So easy.
Yeah, you always got to. You know, it's true. That is an actual fact. I would, if somebody said, "Here's a microphone and whatever, and just talk for an hour." Can you do that? Oh yeah, no problem. Somebody says, "Here, do me a favor. I just need you to kill some time on a stage. Can you do about 5 minutes of anything?" And you're like, "That's a little bit trickier, as a matter of fact." But I can make do here. I can make do. I mean, we live on Guam. And people will often ask, don't you ever run out of things to say on the radio? And the answer is, oh, hell no. There's always something that we can talk about on the radio. Got all kinds of stuff going on with the military. And another day goes by where there is a louder call from among some in Washington, D.C. to get the work done on protecting our borders. When I say our borders, I mean my borders. Our borders here on Guam. There is a loophole in the CNMI that allows for people from China to go there. Don't need a work visa. Don't need a tourist visa. You can just go. And so you get people that will show up at the airport in the NMI and then go and immediately find somebody that's got a boat and ask them, how much do you want for your boat? And then give them money and get the boat pointed towards Guam. And them and half a dozen, maybe a dozen other people are on the boat for a ride. They'll ground the boat at any one of a number of beaches. And originally, remember, it was like hidden beaches up north. And then we had a couple down in Duncas. And didn't we get one down in Paseo? We got one down in Paseo, too, I want to say. And I'm looking at this. Real Joe and I, who I think can see things differently, where we want to see things, as opposed to people that got blinders on their eyes. I heard about that when these guys started coming in, and my first response was, arrest these spies. And I don't. When did we start to be kinder and gentler with spies? Other than back in the olden days, you got you're spying on me. There's a wall. I'm going to shoot you. The penalty for espionage.
Is these Chinese water torture.
Ooh.
The drop of water.
Yeah, no. That's boop, boop. They say that works. We've never done the experiment, but they say it works.
I'm already irritated by
just by thinking about it. Anyway, so the point is that they, in my mind, they're spies, and I think in Washington D.C., it is beginning to look look more like we are correct. These are not just folks that overstayed their visa or have otherwise innocent intentions. They want to come here and look over the fence and see what it is that we've got at Anderson, see what it is that we've got over at the Camp Blas, see what it is that we've got down at APRA. And the more we know about APRA, which, by the way, is it's infested with submarines. It is infested with submarines.
Nuclear submarines, yeah.
They're good ones.
Yeah.
Go underwater, stay down there a long time.
Steak and lobster for dinner.
Food's good, I'm told. But we got a bunch of them, and they tell me that we're going to be getting more. And so the less that the Chi-Coms know about that, the better for our offensive capabilities, the better for our defensive capabilities. And I don't understand why these people were treated like they were just tourists that got on the wrong bus, for heaven's sakes. And I'm as annoyed as it is here. They are in Washington, D.C., getting a little bit annoyed about it as well. We hope to get Jimmy Craig Moylan, that's our congressional representative out there, to talk about this. Unfortunately, he has been unable to communicate yesterday and today. So maybe tomorrow we'll hear from him, and steps that are being taken in Washington, D.C. To unwrite that. And I'm a little bit disappointed, and I can be of two minds on this, because there's one mind that I have in my head is the idea that we ought to have tourism from China and Russia, as we have in better days. I'd prefer that we got back to those better days. I wish that they had not invaded the Crimea. I wish that we had not set up an unholy alliance between China and Russia. But maybe, the changing economic times, the changing global times will maybe cool things down. and maybe turn off a little bit more of this Cold War. I got that hope. I think every human should have hope that we're not going to all die in a nuclear flash. And it would be nice if we had those tours back here on a going basis. We'll watch and see. And how all of this is going to play. In the meantime, we got to do everything that we can to seal our borders and protect us a little bit more. In the other news, I got this story here. Sent it to former Governor Carl T.C. Gutierrez to see if he'd seen this yet. PATA, that is the Pacific Area Travel Association, says Asia is bouncing back at an impressive rate and is expected to recover to nearly 80% of the 2019 levels by the year end. I hope they're talking about this year, down by only 22%. This is fueled by the rise of the live music industry to attract tourism, where the average length of stay is 3 nights. This and other insights were discussed during the November 28th PATA Forward Keys webinar, charting the course for 2024, unveiling APAC travel trends with participations from Thailand, Seoul, and even Guam. Forward Keys insight expert Nancy Dye attributed the region's recovery to the implementation of advanced safety and health measures during the pandemic, high demand for VFR. This is a new acronym that you're going to have to learn if you want to be in the hospitality industry. VFR. Any idea what that might stand for, Real Joe?
I haven't the slightest.
You know how we got the what do they call them? FATs. No, not F. I don't think that's right. We got the MICE meetings, incentives, conventions, etc. And then we got the free FRB? No, it's not FRB. Was it the free? Maybe it is FAT. I don't know. It's the ones that, like the Koreans. That no, I'm not saying Koreans are fat. Too much Mighty Purple. But you do get a lot of these guys, and they're out kind of on their own roaming. All right, those are the F whatevers I'm thinking about in my head. Somebody's going to chime in with the answer. But the VFR, and we need this because it's visiting friends and relatives travel. Now, we're a little far away, not totally far away, but a little far away to have folks from the U.S. mainland come to Guam and visit friends and family. But if Jesse Lujan, former Governor Gutierrez, who else is there? Mayor Hoffman and a bunch of other people are successful, we might be able to open a big corridor for VFR between Guam and the Philippines. They're working really, really, really hard to get some kind of a tourist visa from out there. And my guess is that there's going to be a lot of them that will do one of a couple of different things. One of them is the VFR, obviously. But then the other one, and we were talking about this a lot yesterday, your Yeti might be fake. But they're pretty sure when they come to Guam and hit the boutiques, name brands, and that kind of thing, that because of the nature of Guam and the distributorship and the surveillance, that your LV purses, Paco Rabanne's, and Christian Dior's and all of that, Rolexes, they're pretty sure that those are not going to be counterfeits. So you get a lot of Filipinos that have got some money. They will come out here from time to time and do some crazy shopping. In 2024, the Tourism Authority of Thailand will be targeting premium quality travelers expected to spend more and stay longer. Mark Minglotnya, Senior Marketing Manager for North America, Pacific, and New Markets from the Guam Visitors Bureau, shared that South Korea and Japan were the destination's main source markets. GVB would be cooperating with its airline partners to address capacity needs, working with key opinion leaders to attract visitors from new markets such as Singapore and Malaysia, and also looking at a secondary travelers in segments such as schools, sports, and long-stay seniors. Very interesting. Well, schools is one thing. There's a bunch of tests that, because of the fact that they're administered on Guam, go along. We used to fly in guys. Want to say accounting students from all over Hong Kong and Singapore and places like that. They would fly them into Guam to take whatever the big accounting quiz is. And then they'd be able to go back and say that they were certified and were tested in the United States of America, making them bigger targets for a number of employers. And there's no reason why we couldn't be doing more of that. The Seoul Tourism Organization said there was growing emphasis on sustainable and responsible tourism, and best practices were discussed and shared. A few other things. I'm looking to see where they're talking about these live shows to help spur tourism. And there might be in another article or another page that I don't have. But that is kind of interesting. And I say it's interesting because I'm the guy that first alerted a number of friends that Daryl Hall and Todd Rundgren were playing in the Philippines last week, November the 27th, at MOA, because nobody says Mall of Asia. We always say MOA. Went and did a show. And I know 2 or 3 people from Guam that said, hang the high price for tickets to go watch Daryl Hall. I'm going to go and catch that. And we're able to actually spend time with Todd Rundgren, like personal time, like let's go have brunch or something like that with the amazing and incredible Todd Rundgren. If you know, you know, and I wish I could drop names, but I am like that, but not necessarily. It was a companion story because I was talking about travel. There was a companion story that I wanted to bring up. And I'm not going to say that there is an opportunity, but there is an opportunity. Story out of Hawaii. And it's Tuesday. And so on Tuesdays, there's always interesting stories coming out. And I thought this one was interesting in the wake of the fires there. And something that I'm seeing, and I'm uncomfortable viewing it, is every once in a while you get Instagram and TikToks and stuff, and there's a couple of pages on those social medias. Oh, too bad. Rico says Hall & Oates reunion unlikely. Heavy-duty court battle ongoing. Oh, my God. Did I see a thing that said James Taylor is going to be in the Philippines?
Oh, God. I thought you were going to say he passed away.
No.
My heart dropped, man.
Okay, no. I think he's going to be like in March Taylor. Or April. I think it's him. I gotta look it up. I gotta check because that's going to be the
Carole
next.
King and James Taylor live. Right?
Wouldn't that be something?
Yeah.
Geritol tour. I know it's an old joke. That goes back to when the Rolling Stones were only in their 60s touring. That's what we called it, the Geritol tour. But anyway, so I see these things, and they're kind of disturbing because they're residents of Hawaii and Hawaiian Islands that are. It's not that they obviously don't like tourism, but now they're getting more vocal about it. And in some videos that you see that where they're touting in these videos, they're touting open aggression against tourists and saying they're places you don't want to go. You're a tourist over here. You get in your rental car. You better stay away from this side of town.
Holly.
Yeah, go home, Holly, that kind of thing. And as much as I don't want to take advantage of it, kind of cutthroat business, this hospitality industry. And one of the things that for the most part we are still behind in this town is we get it. Not everything is going to come from the federal government. Not everything is going to come from busy military industries. And it was by sheer luck and maybe a little bit of determination that we were able to create a hospitality industry that, even as delicate as it is right now, is healthier than in some places. You know, it needs a little bit of polishing like everything else does around here. But we've got, I think, the right people that are running things. But I don't know how you turn around a deep-seated, almost hatred for the hospitality industry once it gets started, as it has in some places in Hawaii. Pa'ele Kiakona is an organizer of the grassroots activist group called Lahaina Strong. He has warned that tourists who flock to the golden sand beaches and hotels with these swim-up grotto bars and spas offering $200 massages could face backlash from locals who fear they will be priced out of their hometown. I get it. I don't think it's the tourists that did that, baby. I think that's the well-heeled politicians that continue to lie to you. We made our plea. You decided not to listen, Kiakona said. The blood is on your hands. Still, some residents who lost their homes are welcoming tourists. Beberlyn Avino, a 56-year-old Filipina immigrant, was back selling puka shells at her kiosk at the Whalers Village shopping mall in Kaanapali recently. She wished more tourists were back. Some days she only makes $20. But Avino said It wasn't just the money that kept her working. She'd go crazy if she stayed in a cramped temporary hotel room. It's good to get out there and have people to talk to. I accept everyone. It's healing. Grace Tedena, another 55-year-old Filipino immigrant and front desk agent at the Ritz-Carlton north of Lahaina, said she was glad that the resort had reopened for tourism. It's bread and butter. We can't survive without our businesses. But how do you do that when you've got other people, activists in the community, going out there with phrases like, the blood is on your hands? I don't know. There was a threat many years ago from a popular activist here had threatened to take actions and do protests down in Tumon. I don't think those ever came off. But it was a concern from among many of the people in the hospitality industry at the time that something like that would scare away our skittish tourists. When I say skittish, I mean Japanese. It's 925-888-8255-888-TALK is the telephone number. And as I said, that's one of those things that we've got to ingrain into the people. If you like bread and you like the butter on it, it comes from the hospitality industry. All the good things that we have in the downtown of Gutnia that's been built up, tourist attraction fund. Where do you think that stuff comes from? Because it sure as hell didn't come from the government of Guam. 926, and reaching out to this guy here because there's a story that came out later in the day yesterday that suggested that dengue is back.
Is it white dengue?
The white lung dengue. I don't know, but there was a meme I got a little bit earlier, and it was a meme of the Ganya swimming pool, and they dressed up the meme so that it looked like it had mosquitoes flying around it, which it probably does in its current state. I've got Dr. George Macris on the line. He is the medical correspondent for the Ray Gibson Show. Buenas and Alpha Day, Doc. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Good morning, Guam.
Always delighted to hear from you. Hey, you've got a lot of pals in the Hawaii area. You may even have some property out there. What do you think is going on with the Lahaina? And now that it's several months after the blaze, whether it was started or perpetrated, who knows? But a long rebuilding process that they're going to have to get through. What are your thoughts on all of that?
Well, I was on Oahu, and to be honest, as you know, I just came back from a very long bird watching expedition in the jungles of Costa Rica. I've been somewhat removed from the news. But the rebuilding process is going to be complex. I think when I was listening earlier to Simon about appointed boards and elected boards and all these political connections, and Hawaii, the problem with Hawaii was like Guam, in that relatives of governors and mayors are the people involved in processes who may not be the best qualified. And that's all I can say about that. So we'll just see how that's going to go. Again, I haven't reviewed that. What I am following is, of course, I follow what's happening on Guam.
Yeah.
And and as best as I can in the middle of my busy day, because your times collide with clinic. And I've been listening to the hospital issue and the call for a hospital in, is it a hospital in southern Guam or a clinic? And,
the clarion today is to do what we can to firm things up at the Southern Health Clinic that they'd be out there. It's been there about a dozen years or something, and I'm told it's a wonderful facility, but they've never been able to, as is the case with virtually every other medical facility run by the government of Guam, to be able to staff it on a going basis. So its value is someplace to go when you need some kind of urgent or emergency care. Is limited. Personally, I think it's a great idea. Let's refurbish it to the degree that we can bring in a private group to run it like they would run a clinic if it was in Mingilao or Upper Tumon or the Tamuning area.
Yeah, that would be appropriate to keep it on a limited staffing basis as an urgent care. But to go beyond that, to go into much in terms of after-hour care or even overnight people, you would run into many regulatory processes, and it might be unsafe because, you really, when you're getting to a stage where someone has to stay in the hospital, you're at a whole different level. So that's a discussion I heard. The other one.
Well, as you bring it up, we've got another problem. Is I think the hospitals are full. We've got people that are going through the emergency process, are being admitted to the hospital, but they're languishing in the hallways until the bed's available. You've been there. You've been here for that.
This is flu season. This is when all the hospitals in the United States, let alone Guam, are at maximum capacity, and this is the dying season. Many, last year, the year before, we talked about COVID and deaths. The dying season is December, usually through March. And for whatever reason, whether it's low vitamin D, you've been seeing on the news many of the older, many people, famous people have been dying who are older. So this is not uncommon. The staff kind of knows how to handle it. There are many, many more clinics on Guam. They can do outpatient care. But now you get into the hospital story, and I just wanted to, as I was in Costa Rica looking at the statements made in one of the meetings, I realized that, many of the people who spoke were the predictable kind of cast of characters. Everybody's looking for a government job, to be a director of a department. As long as they get behind now there's no doubt you need a hospital, but as long as they support the administration in some capacity, and that's followed on by it's successful of the same party, they're likely going to be rewarded with these $300,000, $400,000 overpaid jobs, whether they be 7/8 times, which allow them to have a full practice like I've seen before, a full practice while they were getting paid full-time at the hospital. These are things that McMillan and I were opposed to. Prior to me, Dr. Landstrom took $1 a year for jobs that were, being paid $200 or more. And anyway, you need that group of doctors. You need doctors willing to talk about that. But when I came to Guam in the mid-'80s, early '90s, they talked about a new hospital in Barragata. And in the planning stages, one of the arguments were, and I might say by the local doctors, they were fighting over who would have the biggest ocean view office in the new building. And so anyway, you can see everybody's kind of circling. They want that government job. Even if they evolve a southern clinic, that's going to create a whole cadre of directors, assistant directors, assistants of the assistant directors, and administrative assistants to them.
We need planners.
You want to focus. You want to put. You want to put your money into wherever that new hospital is, and then support it. Even if that hospital is remote, they should have enough money to say, look, if we're paying these doctors $3,000 to $4,000 a day, and allowing them to bill, they should be, to be on call, and allowing them to have a private practice, they should at least be on station. They can create small on-call rooms or small, little apartment complexes like other hospitals have. I've worked in other hospitals where the on-call doctor, if you were exceeding 20 minutes from the facility, they had a space for you to live in. So they can overcome that. You're fighting, you have the fault line issue at EPAL Point. Of course, you have most of the doctors' offices there, but you just want to get on with it, and you could overcome the distance, and I mentioned doctors' license plates, and even some places allow you to hit a button that changes the lights on the traffic signals. There's many ways to get around it, but how big is Guam that you have to worry about it? Really?
Well, I think, including traffic, the most recent, I mean, it's not even a scientific study, it was just Google Maps, says that, putting a hospital from the tip of Inalahan to where the hospital complex is being talked about up in Route 15 and where the existing hospital is, it's all within the same about 40 to 45 minutes. And so I'm trying to figure out what we're gaining one way or the other. Is leave the hospital where it is. There's less infrastructure costs that we can put back into patient care or doctor facilities and supplies, as opposed to ripping up all of Route 15 in that area and then adding in about $100 million worth of infrastructure for that particular location, where we've already got the majority of the doctors' offices, doctors' quarters within a couple of miles of Guam Memorial Hospital. It's a weird non-starting conversation. conversation when you get into it. Our big deal here, and it's something that Dr. Akimoto spoke about this morning, is that, here we are, as you say, in the dying season. There's an announcement from Public Health yesterday about a dengue case that we've got here. And then, of course, there's that white lung pneumonia that started in China is now beginning to be noticed a little bit more across the United States of America. And before too much longer, it's going to get here, as all of them do. And the question is, what have we done to fix Guam Memorial Hospital to make sure it's going to be in good shape? Nothing.
Okay, let me address those in a second. But it was also in the news, many statements by providers that said we're only 5 minutes from the hospital, we're only 10 minutes from the hospital. Having been there, and like I said, it's been how many years since I've been kicked out, but I know things haven't changed. It doesn't matter how far the doctor lives from the hospital. When you call them from the emergency room and they take 5 hours to come in, or 3 hours, or 1 hour, or I've seen people say, I've got a fish on the line, and 6 units of transfused blood later they show up and the patient's got no blood pressure. It doesn't matter. So there is that other factor of responsive providers, and there's a whole bunch of them that are perhaps sacred cows or because of the medical mafia are never touched, who failed to come in. And the Lebowski child is an example of many. So the 5-minute, 10-minute story doesn't fly. If you properly staff the emergency room and have your hospitalist, your paid for by taxpayer dollar hospitalist on ground, on the scene, and I can tell you, McMillan and I realized the anesthesiologists were billing $180 an hour to sleep overnight in the hospital. We didn't even know it. If you're going to, if they're going to get paid, they better stay in the hospital. And believe me, 15 minutes, 20 minutes could make a difference if everybody's there. But I can't really see it being a deal breaker if it ends up with you're going to fight over the location of a hospital. It's more the years it's going to take to build one. But regarding size, remember, you have to right-size the hospital. Guam does not expect a huge population boom. It just needs to appropriately manage its current facility and how you have the second facility and, develop your outpatient, a better outpatient access. You don't have to put everybody in the hospital. Many people in the hospital are only in the hospital only because they can't afford to buy the pills or buy the IV meds that they can otherwise get as outpatient.
Yeah.
All right, having said that, let's get to the white lung disease is not really something to worry about because it's treatable, and there's a many day incubation period, and it's a virus that many physicians are familiar with. It's mycoplasmal pneumonia, and we all have trained on it. There's been outbreaks in the West Coast. There's been outbreaks in the U.S. and not just China. And dengue, forget about it. Just you'll get a few people coming back from the Philippines. You just got to make sure you spray her off, and it's going to be person to you transmission. And you get a couple good windy days, you blow those mosquitoes into the kingdom come.
Yeah. Well, I think that's where we're going to be headed. We got the beautiful trade winds that are lurking around here. 9:37 in the morning. Doc, it's always a pleasure talking with you. Kind of an eye opener and a reminder now that Dr. Macris, as a practicing physician on Guam, I do not believe that your clinic was in the Tumuning area. Didn't you have your bariatric operation down in Harmon somewhere by the mall?
All right. Well, it's hyperbarics. Bariatric is treating fat people.
Sorry.
On obese people.
Hyperbariatrics. Yes, I'm making up my own specialties.
Yeah, the hyperbaric. Yeah, I had that, and I was self-sustaining. We had liquid oxygen tanks, generators. I even powered up the neighbors, and that's where I was. I was in Harmon. I was near the mall on Route 16. And we did a lot of things. We did all kinds of work. In fact, probably another reason I was moved. I was competition for certain people, but that's besides the point. But I feel sorry for the doctors that have to negotiate the traffic to the hospital. But once again, GMH is overpaying, really, or paying very well people who could stay on the campus or close to the campus. And part of that contract, as mine has been, is you have to be 15 minutes or 20 minutes response time. And they just need to make sure that come those traffic hours or night or the weather is coming, that they stay close to the hospital. And the hospital can, compensate, adapt by having small on-call rooms.
Doctor House, Nurse House, and I kind of like the idea of special license plates for you. So you'd build in something like that. So you got yourself the D plate, if you will, just something on the back that says "Doctor," identifies you right now as a doctor, and lets you get people out of the way in time. 20 away from the top of the hour. Always a pleasure, as I said. Have a fantastic day. I'll see you soon.
You too.
All right, Dr. George Mack, medical correspondent of the Ray Gibson Show on 93.3, The Point. I don't want you to get jealous, Real Joe, but my ex is watching.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. My old producer, Bob Gaith, is checking in on the Facebook side.
Oh, the great Bob Gaith. I heard that name so many times. Joe, you should be more like Bob. Joe, how come you're not like Bob? Joe, do you know who Bob is? That's why, Joe.
You need to be a chief. I don't know. You got to be an old retired Navy chief. Good to have you. Good to have you online, Bob. And for those of you that did not have the pleasure of being a radio talk show host with Bob Gaith as a producer, some of you will remember his great Saturday night jukebox Saturday night show from back in the olden days. Good to have you online, and maybe we'll exchange a couple of messages a little bit later on. 20 away from 10 o'clock in the morning. Ray Gibson Show probably continues. I did want to put this up every once in a while. FOMO is big here in a certain part of the community. I showed a picture earlier of the Crank folding knife that I got from him yesterday, and now the FOMO is rich. Everybody wants one, but the chances are very good they're already sold out. And they're working on a reorder and another backing up that order. Number one. Number two, there's a bunch of guys out there that heard Monday before last that Starlink was in the area, went to the website, put some money down, and are enjoying Starlink. I got this, and this will drive your FOMO if you haven't made a decision yet. I got this from a guy. It was yesterday when I saw this. This is a screen cap of a speed test using Starlink. $70 a month. They are pulling down 230 megabits per second. What?
Wait a minute. For idiots like me, what does that mean?
Dude, it's fast.
What is fast?
It's fast.
Okay.
It's
if you say so, it must be.
The data is coming in screaming into your computer, into your phone. It's coming down fast. You probably, depending on which service you have at the house, are probably getting 50, maybe 70 megabits per second. And upload speeds are comparable. But imagine being able to pull in 3 times the data 3 times faster. You're hitting the download button on your ePorner or your Pornhub or something like that. And just watching it slowly fill up the wheel. But when you're pulling down 230 megabits per second, just saying. About $70 a month, $600 for the equipment, and throw in another $15 or $20 for the Ethernet adapter that does not come with the box. You need to go and buy that separately. That way you can plug it into your router, and then everybody will have the same speeds that you were talking about. 230 megabits per second is OMG. 9:42. Dave, stick around. I'll be right back.
Hungry for a big meal? Meet your match in Chili's bundles with 3 bundles to choose from. Get 2 Chili's entrees with our bundles, starting at $30. Chili's bundles delivers big on all the flavors you crave. The Tex-Mex bundle serves south of the border flavors like bacon ranch or brisket quesadilla, or Chipotle fresh Mex bowl and tacos. Indulge in the classic bundle of the humongous bacon rancher burger and a fajita combo. Got a bigger appetite? Go for the banger bundle with a half rack of ribs and honey chipotle sirloin. Plus, each bundle comes with chips and salsa for starters. At Chili's, more life and delicious bundles happen here.
Since 1997, Island Eye Institute has been committed to your family's eye care needs. From its beginnings, Island Eye Institute has recognized the value in incorporating state-of-the-art technology into personalized care and a commitment to excellence. As Guam's complete eye center, our specialists offer their expertise in glaucoma, retina, cornea, LASIK, cataract, and diabetic eye disease. Island Eye accepts Select Care, Net Care, Take Care, and Stay Well. Call us at 637-2020 to schedule your appointment today. We're located on the 2nd floor of the Baltej Pavilion in Tamuning.
GTA Pop-Up Prepaid is spreading the holiday cheer. The holiday Holly Jolly giveaway is here, and we're giving away a total of $3,000 in Payless gift certificates. From November 24th to December 31st, sign up for any GTA Pop-Up Prepaid's unlimited plans, and you'll automatically be entered. 5 lucky weekly winners will receive a $100 Payless gift certificate. Plus, there's an even bigger present waiting. The grand prize, $1,000 worth of Payless gift certificates to make this holiday season extra special. So don't miss out on this chance for a Holly Jolly holiday with Pop-Up Prepaid. Conditions apply. GTA, we start with you.
All right, I found it. I've got a concert promoter friend in the Philippines. Same guy that brought out the Daryl Hall show last week. All right, this is what he's working on next. James Taylor and his all-star band, April the 8th, 2024 at MOA. You may begin planning now, maybe an early spring break or something like that. Vamos the kids somewhere in the Philippines, and you and Mom go hang out and watch You Got a Friend.
I bet there's a Filipino guy there that sings better than him.
I guarantee
his
it.
songs.
I guarantee it. Absolutely. 1,000% here. An evening with James Taylor again, April 8th, 2024. I don't know if tickets are available yet. I can find out and get back to you with some details on that. Now, I did want to, David, hold on a second. I want to make sure I got this out here. I will search on a regular basis the magistrate reports for one or two things in particular. I'm not really crazy about family violence stories. They bother me because they're all meth related, and there's just an incredible amount of pain that's going on with a lot of families. So I try to avoid those kinds of things. But every once in a while there'll be a story that's got just a glimmer of Ray Gibson amusement potential. We need to come up with an acronym. Amusement potential, RGAP, Ray Gibson amusement potential. There's a story on or about December 1st, 9 a.m. 9 a.m., Real Joe. Oh, and I like the ones where girls are in trouble. Because when I was growing up, it was only boys that got in trouble.
Nothing good happens
at 9
a.m.
Never the girls. The girls always just whatever they did. Sister always looked the other way. But boys, oh my God, you look and there it is. You got fingernails and scratch the chalkboard, whatever.
Female privilege.
Exactly. At about 9 a.m., police responded to a disturbance in Jigu. Police arrived at the residence and met with Teresa, who said that she observed a female known to her as April slap a male known to her as Wilson. All right, everybody up on a name. Teresa saw April hit Wilson. Police met with Wilson, who said that he was there to see the child, and he pointed to his kid's mother, who was later confirmed to be April. All right, so that's the baby daddy. I think I see what's going on. So Teresa saw April smack her baby daddy, Wilson. Police placed the defendant under arrest, and while placing her in the patrol vehicle, the defendant kicked Officer Lizama in the groin, and there's got to be an additional charge, right? That they can lay on top of that, like they do, with victims. What do you call it? When the victim is a little bit more likely to become a victim. I think there's got to be some kind of addition on the charges. So that's what April was busted for. Never mind smacking Wilson. When she kicked the officer Lizama in the biscuits, they went in for assault on a police officer, the third-degree felony. Oh, and by the way, April was also on pretrial release with a benchmark issued for her to attend hearings on a separate matter that took her back to August of 2022. This is pre-Eric the Eagle.
Wow. Why we're not surprised?
Right? You know what I mean? What happened there? It said the defendant demanded rent, subsequently forced his way out, leading to another confrontation that escalated and resulted in the defendant throwing a kettle filled with water at Ms. Lazatin, hit her on the right thigh, and they got him on that one, aggravated assault against the police officer again, family violence, and resisting arrest. So, I don't know. She'd already attacked a police officer once, did it again by kicking a guy in the Goonies, and now hopefully they've got her on charges that are sufficient and a bail high enough to keep her behind bars this time. 10 minutes away from the top of the hour. There's my buddy DeBit. Hafale.
Hey, Molly.
I was going to do another story, but I didn't want to keep you waiting. This one here about mushrooms. Have you ever taken mushrooms? I mean, not the kind that you eat. Well, I guess this is the kind that you eat. But the one that will make you high?
There's all kinds of mushrooms, good ones and bad ones.
Well, I guess.
It depends what you're using it for.
Well, people get it.
Is it just spiritual or, what do you call it? Nutritional.
Spiritual. I had not considered that.
I was listening to one of your comments about the Goonies. Well, actually, that's called the Goondogs.
The Goondogs?
Kicked in the Goondogs? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but prior to that, I liked the doctor that was on the line.
Mm-hmm.
Man, you should have a question and comment for the people here in Guam when he comes along.
We never know, and we never know when we're going to be able to get him. He's got a very aggressive schedule. As I said, he's a bird watcher in the jungles of Costa Rica, which is code.
Oh, yeah. It reminds me of Rio. Remember Rio?
And Rio was her name. She dances on the sand.
But anyway, what he was talking was very truthful, and I believe that he's talking about it because he's not here. You know, the Medical Mafia Society.
Well, he was kicked out by the medical mafia. Him and a guy, Bill McMillan.
Let me give you a story of one of these medical mafia. Or I'm not sure if they're with the mafia because they won't tell you if they're triple llama or whatever they call that. But they had their clinic, so they called them in. They never came in. Actually, they were seen. The patient was seen pregnant. Pregnant person was seen. Right? The person left the clinic. There was no heartbeat. The baby. The baby was in distress. Called to emergency room. Doctor didn't come for like 6 hours.
Oh.
Baby deceased inside the womb. Doctor told the mother after 6 to 8 hours, and they just stay in that area. Told the mother to give birth to a, no emergency C-section, nothing. I mean, that's really traumatic. And then a lot of faults on the doctor's part, but doctor couldn't get sued for medical malpractice. And doctor had their own clinic, same like what's his name, that's complaining about where to put the hospital seat, one of a lot of nice cars, glasses from Hawaii.
Oh, okay.
Similar clinic, but guess what? I guess karma's coming back, right? No more clinic. And, that's why they say in Chamorro,
God doesn't sleep.
You do unto others as you would like to be done unto you.
I don't know. He's still got a clinic. So if we're talking about the same guy, there's still a very thriving clinic.
No, it's not even a guy, but they don't have a clinic no more. They shut it down.
All right, well, let's keep moving.
Reason not known to the public, but they were the first, I guess, birthing center, you want to call it? Because that was first.
I'm familiar with the play. I'm not familiar why they shut down. If I knew, I've forgotten some time ago. I'm very careful about discussing, individual cases.
Yes, that's right. I don't really know what the name or the.
No. But I'm very careful when we discuss individual cases because I want to make sure we respect people's privacy. But the other thing is, I'm not a doctor, and I don't want to second guess a doctor.
Yeah, but let me give you another case, similar but different. But we're talking about hospital, right? And Macris, great. I like what he said, which is the truth. That's similar to what's happening in all these who wants to have the best ocean view at the hospital that's being built in their office, blah, blah, right? Well, this person got injured at a government agency. Government agency is now what we're finding out is not safe. In the media, the government agency now is, the person's not getting paid when that person got injured at work. And currently, the person has bills to pay, only breadwinner. And they're giving that person a hard time. And this is the people downtown that handles the insurance for the government.
Yeah.
And the government agency. And they already went to the agency's director, the former director, which sort of like blew them off.
I'm familiar. I think I'm familiar with that story. I think the wife has contacted us here at the radio station a couple of times, and I would hope that things would have gotten better at that agency. And no, hold on. A reminder now, when that agency used to be in the downtown Agutnia area in the old in the old administration building, people died there. There was at least one individual that died because he fell down the dang stairs in front of the post office. I don't know if anybody remembers that besides me.
I heard of that one. And that person that passed away, I believe, was an attorney.
Yeah. Well, let's fast forward to what is it that we are going to be doing here? How are we going to resolve this issue?
That's exactly what I asked the person, and the person said, "Till this day, unresolved.
Right.
Till this day, if that was in the States, in California, somebody's going to be paying something because the main thing is the person was assigned to do something."
It is the tyranny of legal representation. Dave, I'm going to let you go. Do me a favor. Next time you call in, no, I need you. I've got to move along here. But next time you call, turn the radio down because there's always this echo. It's slapping back and it's distracting me like you wouldn't believe. At any rate, here's the deal on all of that. The truth is we got to take care of what we've got and find a way to prevent injuries. A, B. There is a certain tyranny when you get screwed over by a company, a department, an agency, a government that has got way more legal resources than you. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Yeah, cry. There was a story about an attorney general a few years ago. I can't remember his name, and he cyclist. And I think you know this story because you're a cyclist as well. And he was riding. I would say, let's call it again. Yeah, we'll disguise enough of this so that I don't get sued. But this guy was riding on his bike, and he happened to cross a not a manhole cover, but a storm drain.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
And they're in forward-thinking places. They cut the grate so that it is perpendicular to the road. In this one, they had cut the grate where it was running parallel to the road. The bicycles went in, the fork went in, and he went over. Ass over tea kettle is how we described that. And fairly serious injury. And maybe because he was an attorney in the government of Guam, he was able to get legal and fiscal satisfaction. But if that had happened to anybody else, and I'm sure it has happened to other people, would they get the same? Would they get the same degree? I thought about pulling that
after he did it, Ray. And I thought maybe I'd just get hurt and I wouldn't get any money out of it.
See, now you're absolutely right. Now, I'm not going to say that exactly the same thing happened to me because but when I was a lad, growing up at Grandma's house over by the Mariana Sales, we had bicycles and we'd ride around the village and terrorize all the cars. And there's more than one time that I forgot to swerve and get out of the way of the storm drain with the grates cutting parallel to the roadways. And I remember going in once with my Schwinn. And you remember that story about April who kicked the cop in the Goondads? Yes. Similar experience that I had.
Oh, man, I'm glad you made it.
That's all I'm going to say about that. It's 9:57. Very, very quick break, and I'll be right back.
Becoming a homeowner for the first time could be a little nerve-wracking, but it certainly doesn't have to be, especially if you have Lolita Kamet of Hoffaday Realty guiding you every step of the way. So have no fear. She also specializes in land sales, commercial leasing, local residential sales leasing, also military and corporate new relocation. So for all your real estate needs, take the first step in the right direction with Lolita Kamet of Hoffaday Realty by calling 671-688-6743. That's 671-688-6743.
Subway just added 6 all-new sandwiches to the Subway series.
You gotta have number 23. The Hot Shot Italiano is the De Niro of subs, loaded with pepperoni and salami.
Come on now, get in the game. Pick number 19, the Pickleball Club. Ham, bacon, lettuce, tomatoes, onions.
Number 20. That's to be continued because there's so much new at Subway. The Subway series of 16 sandwiches is not just a roster. It's the greatest Subway menu of all time.
At Subway, you gotta refresh to be fresh.
Chances are you've got some questions right now. Well, here's a couple answers. Lysol disinfectant sprays and Lysol disinfecting wipes together can be used on over 100 surfaces and kills 99.9% of viruses and bacteria. It even kills the COVID-19 virus. These are simple facts backed up by science. Lysol is suitable to protect your kids and pets. USA's #1, now protecting your homes. Lysol, what it takes to protect. Shop today at your Guam Kmart store.
Yeah, it's about that time. On screen right now, I'm leaving you with this. Somebody sent me a very creative video of the Ganya swimming pool infested with mosquitoes. Is that where the new case of dengue came from? I don't know how to science that. Maybe out there somebody does. All right, what have I got to take care of? I did get a thing from Frank Bloss Jr. a little bit earlier today, but I was busy talking with the doctor, so we'll have to save that until tomorrow. Hey, look, a new headline. I got to get out of here. For Real Joe and Donna D and Jerry Roberts, Ray Gibson saying you have a fantastic rest of the day. Get to Tammy Post Office and find out everything you need to know about getting junk from here to the mainland. Stand by now. Fox News Live is coming up next on 93.3 KUSG. I got you. This is Pika's Best. 1, 2, 3 years running. My God, it's true. Must be something to it. Stand by now for the news.
Israel adjusting its strategy against Hamas. I'm John Saucier, Fox News. Israel's military has renewed calls for mass evacuations as it widens its ground offensive across the Gaza Strip. State Department spokesperson Matthew Miller lays out how Israel is trying to limit the displacement of civilians.
We do not want to see the same level of civilian casualties. We do not want to see the same level of mass displacement. They briefed us on plans that were very detailed, that they said were intended to avoid mass displacement and civilian casualties.
More than 3/4 of Gaza's population has